The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What's good? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Kofi Weaston, one half of the Dirty Hills, man. You already know what it is. I'm here to say what up to Off the Top Rope, man. Make sure y'all go follow, like, and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all go look into all these stuff, man. Y'all like wrestling, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out to my son Blackheart all over there, man. Off the Top Rope, you are Dirty Hills approved.
Off the Ropes be the podcast of mass destruction. Guess who's here for OGs of wrestling? Ain't no competition, we report, you gon' listen. Never no mercy, we bring the ring to the streets. If you don't know, you better find out. Off the Ropes, here to prove a point, number one in the league. Bet you don't wanna tussle with us, know where to hide or run. Step in the ring, you're done, you're never stepping out again.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Off the Ropes representing that 617 area.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
No other podcast out here more scarier.
Talk to your back on the wolf pack.
Wrestling entertainment news reported by the Bears.
So turn your back on the wolf pack. You might wind up in a body bag.
Took your chances, now it's time to show you what's on. In the ring, off the ropes, best believe that we strong. Day in, day out, off the ropes for life. Shiznick, E-Wiz, Fats crew on the mic. Town be the city where we make our own rules. Stomping on you can't fit our shoes. Off the ropes, a crowd pleaser, conquering like Caesar. Lean on us like Pizza when you need your wrestling re-up.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode off the Top Ropes podcast. I'm Blackheart. This is Cyber Yeti. Of course, Shar C, the first lady of the podcast, is in the building, along with just us three for the night. Before we get to that, thank you Anchor and thank you Zoom for giving us the podcast platform that we need to make a podcast happen here at OTTR. We're nearly close to 100 subscribers on YouTube. Please, thank you. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel for all the content that we got on there right now and all the content that we're about to start building up and releasing to y'all real soon. Thank you. And get them numbers up too for all the audio plays as well. You know, the Anchors, the Googles, the Breakers, the Radio Public, the Podbean, the Audio, Spotify. Even when we go live on Green Room, just come in to chat with us. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too negative about that stuff. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing this week? Cyber, how are you feeling? It's been 2 weeks since you've been on the show, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what's going on with you? How you feeling? Ever since you the whole COVID situation.
Well, let me just tell y'all first off, thank you so much for checking in with me. Thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate all y'all, man, for checking up on me as I was going through all that. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It sucked. The only other person that knows what I went through was Big Mike. He also had a battle with it. You know, it was rough. After we filmed our season premiere, I started feeling bad. Finally got up, went to the ER, got that positive test back. You know, my significant other, my wife, she tested negative twice. Well, I tried to convince her to go and stay with her grandmother, but she didn't want to. She stayed home with me. Well, that following Sunday, she wound up popping positive too. So she got sick. So we're all on the mend. But thank God, my little one, my 5-year-old, she did not catch it the entire time being in the house with us. So she's a little fighter, so she didn't catch it. So we were very fortunate on that. But guys, again, thank you so much for checking in. Thank you for the support. Right now, the main thing I'm battling right now is I still got this cough and I still have the fatigue. But other than that, man, hey, it's going to take a heck of a lot more than that to kill me. So I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
If you need a little more time and things do kind of progress that way, let me know that.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll always keep y'all updated, guys. I do appreciate y'all.
Sure. What the hell have you been up to?
I know. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Can you hear us?
Haven't been up to much. Working,
There you go.
working outside in this awful heat, getting ready for All Out weekend. Can't wait to go.
Yeah, she's really into it.
8 more days.
Hey, I can tell you this. This week was actually the very first week that I actually watched everything AEW has been putting out. Watching
Sweet.
Dynamite, watching Dark, watching Rampage, watching all that. And I have to admit, I'm impressed. But once we get to the AEW shows for the week, I'm going to also say a couple things that kind of got to me a little bit in regards to what they're doing. But let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. Let's go ahead and go into the weekly recap with some of these shows.
About that, man. Oh God. Turn back the clock earlier in the week. This weekend wrestling. This is our new reading of the whole weekly wrestling recap and news and shit like that. That was week one. So last week in wrestling, let's start off with Monday night. Monday night, what was I doing? I was halfway asleep. I don't know what the hell I was probably doing by that time period. But Monday Night Raw was on my TV screen, as much as you guys is. And we're gonna quickly just go down it. MVP Bobby Lashley promo to begin the show, talking about the Bill Goldberg situation, how that transpired, and blah 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 blah, all that trash talk. Damian Priest eventually comes out. You're new United States champion, by the way. Comes out and kind of sticks up for the old man, and eventually they get into a brouhaha for literally 60 seconds before Bobby Lashley gets disqualified, and you see the two heels, MVP, Bobby Lashley beating up on one babyface. Who needs to come out? The Sky Psychopath sword wheeling mother himself, Drew McIntyre, comes out and makes the stage and ends up to be a 2-on-2 handicap match. Excuse me, let me take that back. Rewind, play. Sheamus came out, another heel came out and made that to a 2-on-2 situation. But during the match, Bobby Lashley walks out on Sheamus. Sheamus gets his ass beat. 1, 2, 3. Babyfaces get the dub. They go to the back. They have an exchange of words, and I'm guessing this is what's going to happen between Bobby Lashley and Damian Priest. Double title could be on the line. I don't want to see that. Not right now, at least. Especially when you're going to squash your your secondary star or secondary brand. Can't really say too much about this. Just by far ridiculousness. Karrion Kross has been all over the goddamn internet for last week.
Why are they trying to dress him like freaking Leonidas from freaking 300, dude?
Oh, they dressed up like Rikishi's old gimmick from 1995, the Sultan.
Yes.
The Sultan mixed with the Gladiator, and this is how you got. And WWE's excuse was they're trying to make all these superstars marketable.
That ain't making them marketable.
But needless to say, even without Scarlett, this thing is over. And he faces off against a Ricochet, which he squashes him in under 3 minutes. Why not? Doudrop says she made a mistake making an alignment with Eva Marie after the whole fiasco that happened on SummerSlam between her and Alexa Bliss. Now Doudrop will not Doudrop her name because she actually likes that name. During the whole promo, Eva eventually ambushes her, whoops her ass, Evolution's back, whatever, blah blah blah. You know how the whole shit goes. Then we get another John Morrison's Moist TV. This special guest, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he comes out, him and The Miz, supposedly he was uninvited, comes out and makes his whole proposal speech and everything like that. But during this whole Moist TV, the crowd's not into this. The crowd's just booing the shit out of Jake Paul because of the next celebrity boxing match that he's about to have in the next few weeks.
Tyson Woodley.
They're basically using his star power for that. And basically, you see this whole dissolvement between The Miz and Morrison happens. It intensifies as Xavier Woods comes out. Xavier Woods, of course, the new natural video game babyface, comes out and makes his overblow. And Miz and John Morrison gets into a match. Within 11 long minutes, Xavier Woods get the dub, but then at the very end, I think finally, as time ticks, the Miz blows up and turns babyface and whoops the shit out of John Morrison's ass. So now you're gonna see best friends going back at it, and
this was
face that Cyber just did.
this
was the same face that I gave. And this is going to be basically another squash on John Morrison again.
This is such a bad way to do this breakup between The Miz and Morrison. Morrison has done so much outside of the WWE. Him being back is literally hurting him. Being back here and dealing with all this crap. Now, if he would have gone back to Impact, gone to AEW, or heck, even gone to New Japan, he would already be in some of the top bill fights already. He could have been in the IWGP US title match picture. He could have been, in the best of the Super Juniors. He could cut a little weight, and he could have been in that, and that would have been really amazing. Or else him and Will Ospreay freaking having an amazing match, because that's what he can do. He can still put those matches on, but
for him versus David Finlay from Impact.
Exactly.
I
There's
did not
so
know
many.
that was Finlay's son.
Yes.
Holy shit. And I
Yes.
was over my damn head.
Oh my gosh. But
I
anyway,
blame you, Charlie, for not even telling me that damn part.
no. But anyway, all I got to say is this is a bad way. Whoever wrote this for Miz and Morrison needs to be fired, because this is the dumbest way to freaking do this breakup. I know Vince was probably in the back saying, "That's some good shit. That is good shit." No, it is not good shit. That is two shits in the toilet seat flush, man. That doesn't need to be on there. That doesn't need to be on there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're about to sell, but please just pull the trigger already and put everybody out of their damn misery.
Good luck. They're going to keep putting this bear traps and booby traps throughout the woods. They keep on trying to survive it out to the very end. Come on, guys, you get there.
No.
we get another Reggie R-Truth for Akira Tozawa 24/7 title skit, which I think we can already consider this like DOA, dead on arrival type speech. On Stewart ended defeated Dillian Hall by DQ, stupidest thing on earth.
And you know what I've noticed?
Thank God that Crew's not here. I would have chewed his ass out from this. So I'm like, they brought Jermaine back for this?
All I got to say is Carew has been quiet since I've been starting to dig at him at SummerSlam. And he has not said shit.
He's not quiet because of you. He's quiet because of other stuff behind the scenes.
Oh, well.
Which I reached out to him today about that. But, yo, what's going on with you and stuff. So hopefully I get an answer back.
I was just poking at him, just to see if he would, throw something a little back. But I kind of had a feeling something.
You was Uncle Fast, he definitely said something.
Yeah, I had to poke at him a little bit.
Because that's what the real beef is. The real beef is between them two. And I told him that. I'm like, yo, you two got a beef that's not going to stop until when this man is either gone or dead. And he's going to be around. So y'all going to be fighting over this forever as fans. So I love to see that happen. I guess. And then next week, I guess we get Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, but they're going to have Pierce. I'm guessing that they're friends now. Then we get Charlotte Flair. Oh my God!
I'm tired of hearing. I hate hearing her name. I really do.
The 12-time women's champion comes out and makes her claim that she's now still the king and forever will be. If you peasants think that they even look down on her, think again. So basically, this whole promo just basically just shoving this right up the right up the women's division's ass and saying you would never be like me and you're never gonna. That's basically just what the fuck it is. Until Alexa Bliss comes out and want to introduce herself to her friend Lily. I'm surprised the doll's actually still there. Please, WWE, if you can do something with Lily, especially put her in the human form, two ways that you could probably do this. Just get Doudrop to fucking just do it. Just get her to do it because she got nothing else really going for that right now. Or you can coerce and hypnotize Eva Marie, and you can try to redefine that little gimmick right there, and hopefully you can get her over that way. Because they heal her right now, and even if she would turn babyface, she still would have been trash.
Okay, I've got two more options instead of those two. Draft.
Fire her?
No, draft. They bring Tegan Knox and they bring what's her face over from SmackDown, Shotzi Blackheart, and one of them gets hypnotized and does it. I think Shotzi Blackheart would be better at it.
I mean, she would fit the mold.
She fits the mold, and I could see her playing a character dark like that. But I wouldn't wish that crap on nobody. But those are the only two. Those are the other two I could think of.
and when there's one person that's a free agent that's about to make some noise in another promotion, and he can't really go and do that shtick that he used to do with WWE because they own that gimmick. I wonder what creative genius that he's about to do on another soil to get that dark aura. But one point, he can stick to what the fuck that he knows and loves. He loves horror.
Well,
He loves horror movies. So pretty damn sure he's gonna be somewhere in that mix.
yeah.
But Lordy, Lord. Next you got the Elias. Basically, he giving up his guitar gimmick and walks out with a new white hat. Don't know what the hell that signifies. Don't know what this gimmick is leading to, but he's gonna get traded to SmackDown too. He's
going to be given his walking papers. He's going to be given his walking papers within 90 days. I can tell you that right now. He's going to get one shot at making this new gimmick work, and if it goes flat, he's gone.
And right over to Impact, it go over right over the Impact Wrestling's pocket.
That's the only place that I could see him going because AEW is not going to get him out outright. They're not going to want him out outright. They're going to want to see what he does in Impact, and then if he's doing good, they will start bringing him in through the door like they're bringing everybody else. But until then, nope.
Not right now. But yeah. So he threw his guitar, so now this whole thing is done and over with. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash had defeated Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. I sent a nice little clip to Uncle Fast of this woman shaking her ass and giving Rhea Ripley the stink face. He hugged and he laughed, and he was just like, that's my baby, all right.
Did you see that Rikishi actually commented on that?
Lost relative.
Did you see Rikishi actually saw that GIF? Saw that meme? Oh my God, his reaction was freaking hilarious.
Oh
my God.
John Morrison did end up challenging Miz on the next week's Raw. Then we get the celebration between RK Bro. Riddle buys Randy a scooter. Randy didn't buy him anything. Riddle is just like it's like a little boy hoping to try to have a big brother. That he looking at a street kid that doesn't give a shit about nobody. And somehow he has a stern, warm feeling for this little kid. Oh God! Oh my God! You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of what's that show that's on Netflix? Top Boy. And people who watch Top Boy, I know who the hell I'm talking about. Sully and Jace. So whoever that watches that show that knows about that type of friendship that ended up being like a brotherhood type shit, this is what the fuck I got from it. AJ Styles and Omos comes out and interrupts and basically downplays the whole goddamn thing. And eventually, the little brother steps up for the big brother and basically says, "We have a fight." And they had a fight. They were the main event. And after, I would say, 17 minutes, Riddle gets the dub. And I don't know what else to really say about this. Oh, and then, of course, the highlight of that one was Radio RKO win. Oh man, Radio RKO AJ Styles at the end of it, and they just hit the famous pose. That was it. There wasn't anything special about this episode. Not one percentile.
The only thing,
percentile, and then I want to actually say, if they would have actually done this, hyped up the whole celebration part, at least we would have got something out of that. But they didn't really hype it up like as they would have done to any other big star. So that was a lackluster event.
It really was. The one thing that I hope comes out of this whole RK Bro and AJ Styles and Omos thing is I hope, okay, of course they're going to go through the traditional rematch. And I'm sure that's going to be coming up at Extreme Rules. AJ and Omos are going to lose. And I hope they finally allow AJ to get back into the WWE title picture. Because I understand he's trying to, he's wanting to be a Triple Crown champion, which I mean he is, I believe. He's held the US and Intercontinental. He's held the Raw, and then he's held WWE. So yeah, so he's Triple Crown. So I'm sure that was one of the things on his checklist when he first came to the WWE. Now at this point, he needs to just start getting those single championships, the world championship, the universal championship. He needs to get those under his belt. Otherwise, he doesn't need to be in these stupid gimmick matches. But knowing Vince, he's like I was saying earlier, that's some good shit. No, that's not good shit. You just need to freaking let this dude get his titles so you can put him in the Hall of Fame when he retires and let it be the end of it. But
Get some outdated shit. That's what
yeah. But that's what I hope. But other than that, yeah, I fell asleep during Raw like 3 times. So
Who can blame you? I mean, Raw's garbage right now. Nothing
And-
worth watching
yeah,
on there. I mean, they hype it up. It's the Raw after SummerSlam. You'd expect it to be a little bit of something, but no, same old stuff.
yeah. And to top it all off, I'm not only that, but we're getting ready to roll into NXT, and I'm starting to get nervous about that too with this whole new rebranding and all that stuff.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, I have been an adamant NXT fan since Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, all of them were down there and they were transitioning up. And then we were getting all these other people coming in. Finn Balor, Neville, all these other people. I was a huge NXT fan when it came to that stuff because I hadn't seen that kind of wrestling in a very long time. Well, now that I see all this happening, Adam Cole might potentially be gone now, which I think he is.
Yeah.
You know,
No, he's
what does that tell you? That these NXT performers don't want to go up to the main roster because they've seen how they've gotten shit on, and then they're turning around and they're leaving. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see Adam Cole sitting in the crowd at All Out. You know, because he doesn't have a non-compete now, because he wasn't.
No, he doesn't have a non-compete, but more importantly, he doesn't have that 90 or 30-day clause because
He could
made
show
that-
up and
he had made
attack
that
someone.
transfer to SummerSlam anyway. So
Yeah.
he's been a free agent now. We just if he signs the dotted line, just now was that set date is for his debut suffice. That's the only key. That's the only key thing.
Because he's going to go over. I can already tell you, and I'm sure Char's going to love this because I'll admit, since last season, I haven't really watched a lot of AEW. I've seen like bits and pieces, kind of just to keep track. But now with how everything's going, Britt Baker's there. She's champion. Adam Cole's coming off of a very good run in NXT. He has held every title. He was the very first North American champion for NXT. So I mean, he has done a lot, and he's potentially gonna be signing with AEW. That is just gonna be good for him. That's gonna raise his stock. So
Yeah, and you can't forget the fact that he's buddies with all the boys in the elite too. So his connection
then
with them too can't be denied.
all the stuff that the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and all of them have been posting, because I used to watch Be in the Elite on YouTube a lot. And you know, I watched when they killed off, you know, Adam Cole, and all this resurrection stuff and talking to the dead and everything else. I'm like, dude, he's already signed on the dotted line, I think.
Yeah.
The second,
Basically.
yeah.
The very second when Friday came at 12:01, saying himself, I'm a free agent. He had it on that phone call or he had it in a group text, whatever. He said, with the elite, he'd be like, yo, I'm a free man. Where's that contract?
Send me that
at?
contract.
I'm
Send me
trying
that
to get
contract.
this shit done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He would sit back, heal my wounds for a couple of weeks. You'll see me in the crowd at All Out. You might never know. I might hop over that damn barricade and this whole thing could be a work.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You might never know. And then Shaw will be right there somewhere in the damn seats and be
Yeah,
like,
up in the
stay
upper
over
deck.
well, enough for Monday. Let's go into Tuesday night, where the beginning of the end is starting to suffice for NXT. Did y'all see that new logo that I posted in that group bubble?
Who in the heck rated MTV from back in the 90s and took their shit?
Welcome from Gothic to the LGBTQ community.
Don't get me wrong. I have zero problems with that. With, you know, if that's the reason why they did the kind of the rechange, the rebrand, I have no problem with it. Do I think maybe it might be, you know, pandering to it? I don't know. I wouldn't say that officially, but you know, it kind of has that feeling to it. But if they're trying to go with like that 80s theme, like that late 70s, early 80s, it's still kind of pushing it. But
I questioned the color scheme. I
yes,
questioned the color scheme that they used. The font I was okay with. But then when it came to the color scheme and shit like that, I was like, oh no.
if they would have
This
kept
needs to be something completely the fuck else. And God knows how the production is going to change a lot when it comes to that arena. So,
well, they're
I'm
already
a little bit scared about with them.
they are talking about that Triple H is still going to be involved with this new transition.
But now he's only going to be, his power just lessened
Yes.
from the last few weeks. His power has everyone from here to here. So now any input that he has is going to be recorded. It won't be like, okay, he's right about this.
Yeah.
It'll be like, no, we still going to do the new form that Vince taught us to do, and we're going to do it that way.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So I smell the beginning and the end. Opens up with Cameron Grimes, $1 Million Man, come out. Tag DiBiase gets. Oh, see, man, you made me fuck up my whole shit. Cameron Grimes, anybody with all the way out to the moon.
I'm sorry. I'm actually liking this. I'm liking this whole Cameron Grimes and $1 Million Man thing.
See that I was vivid, and all y'all complaining about me doing it. But then when he won y'all over, you know what I'm saying? I had told him almost walked out the door, but I was like, oh my god, thank God he came back. Cameron Grimes, but that was Monday motherfucker fast up to the moon. Yeah, finally the new $1 million champion, the former $1 million champion gives him his congratulations, all this stuff. It's time to party. You know, so that was the whole moral of that opening segment, of course. Congrats to him. As we go on next, Ridge Holland, which is another pit bull of Pete Dunne going against Timothy Thatcher, one of my favorite guys down there. I felt the match was not the way that we're known for NXT for. This was definitely that prototypical WWE melting their fingers on the product, and we see that in this match. It wasn't the way I thought it was. Then when I looked at it again and I said to myself, Rich Holland is going to be one of those people that they're going to push to. Because he's a big guy, he's built, and he's going to be right for that new formula that's going to be inserted in there. So I'm going to see him eventually grow bigger within that whole circle and see him go off and do it on his own.
Or else he could go the way of Bronson Reed, too.
Yeah.
He could go the way of Bronson Reed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
That was stupid. That was stupid.
His stomach right about now. He's like, wait, you released me, but then now you're changing the whole landscape to where I was more suitable at, and then now I can't come back. They gotta be having a hissy fit about him right about now. But Rich Holland gets the dub. After the match was over, Pete Dunne and Ridge tried to jump on Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso. Tommaso eventually gets the upper hand until you see the return of Oney Lorcan and Pete and Danny Burch. Yes, after 5-month injury, he's back. So now that whole Pete Dunne collective group is now in full swing.
Yep.
And I'm smelling war games. I'm smelling war games from this group. I'm smelling war games from the main event later on, which I'll get to that in a little bit. Pete Dunne, that's a coin flip too, because we don't know what's going to happen with him when it comes to NXT.
Because he's an indie guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
we don't know.
Yeah,
we really don't know. Shit, I think if anything, he needs to make that break to go back to the NXT UK. Go back over there. Be fine with that over there. If he leaves.
I could see him going to AEW and having a good rivalry with.
Overpopulate those promotions that's already gobbling up talent left and right. I think what he should do is just still be on the UK side of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, go over to the East, Germany, Russia, shit like that, right? Go over there, spend about a couple years, wait till when certain people leave, then come back. And then now, you don't have to bum rush someone else's spot. You can be organically coming in and then work your way up towards that spot that where the hell that he should be at.
Well, the reason why I was saying Pete Dunne to AEW is because right now, with the creative control that some of these wrestlers are getting in AEW, like for example, Malachi Black. That could be a very big match for Pete Dunne because they briefly crossed paths in NXT, I believe, for the NXT title. And if they are actually given creative control and actually are able to do what they want, that would be a huge match for both of them. That would elevate their stock big time.
Mhm.
So that's something I could definitely see, and I would love to see that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, true. And then you look at the lineup that he can go against, especially the CM Punks and Daniel Bryan when he Adam Cole when he gets there, he can push back their rival from NXT to a different company, and then you see how far that they can get with that. It's all about the fantasy possibilities now. I think that's what AEW is the most high standard in certain cases because it's fancy booking, and now if they book it the right way, you can watch weeks on end and be mesmerized and satisfied.
Yeah.
But next we got Carmelo Hayes and Ozzy Jones getting separate interviews for the Breakout Tournament Finals. And I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. NXT needs to sign both these guys.
I think they will.
Just one. They need to sign both. I said Ozzy Jones is gonna be someone that I can get behind. Because one, just like me, a big black guy. But he's ready for that. He's ready for the format that's about to be inserted in the NXT too. So he would be a standout when it comes to that. And Vince likes big guys. So Vince, you got someone already there already. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. We getting Kaden Carter and Kate and God damn it, I keep saying her name wrong. Casey Contessero, excuse me.
Kenzaro.
On the tag team match against Gigi Dolan and JC Dane, which I'm just like, this woman tag team just needs to be just completely blow the fuck up.
Let me tell you something. Kenzaro, with how she's doing right now, she is one of those rarities. She is not an indie wrestler. She came off of American Ninja Warrior and came into the WWE program. Due to the fact of this change that NXT is going to go through, where they're going to be working with people who are not from the independents, but more of homegrown talent, I feel like she's going to be one that's going to wind up growing a lot in that kind of environment, and we could see big things coming out of her. That's if creative actually does it right by her. That's a big if, So that's what I think. Oh, all the writers in WWE need to be fired, and they need to hire people who actually know what the hell they're doing.
50 fucking writers. They don't need 50 fucking writers. They only need about 10.
Yeah.
10 decent ones, because at least, and then I broke this dynamic down the other day in my head. And I'm like, if you have 50 writers, right, that means one writer to like 2 wrestlers, 3 wrestlers, something like that, right? Why are you speaking for them? Bring the motherfucking talent in, sit down, and be like, yo, listen, this is what we're going to try to do. See what your input is. Let's work together and getting you out there. That helps me be able to write this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So I just feel like 50 writers is just completely unnecessary. It should only be about 10 great wrestling minds that know how to weave in and out of stories to make it legitimized, and more importantly, the fan and the wrestlers can get behind it and make it believable when it comes to TV. That's all that they really need to fucking do. But they're not gonna do that. These wrestlers are known for TV and for TV episodes and movies. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, you're bringing soap opera to my shit. We don't need soap. We want action. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point. So I really have no goddamn deal about this. So after the match, they're making it clean that they want to face Io Shirai and Tony Stark. I mean, what I'm saying Tony Stark's for. Jesus. Yeah, matter of fact. Is it Tony Stark?
I believe so.
That's with that's with Io Shirai. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then that's how bad that is going right now for the women's tag team division, because it's like, number one, it's like we haven't really seen anything coming to suffice when it comes to that division, and then now there's nothing really left. You know what I'm saying? So I really have no idea at this point when it comes to that. But yeah, then we get Raquel Gonzalez in the back, and she's being congratulated and all that good stuff, blah blah blah. And Kaylee Ray, excuse me, appearance at Takeover 36 that caused some questionable stuff. So keep her in the crosshairs and stuff like that too.
Here is my thing about that. Why did they wait so long to bring her over? The time that Toni Storm made the jump to NXT, that should have been about the exact same time that Kaylee Ray made the jump too, because they had a huge rivalry. Her, Rhea Ripley, and Toni Storm all had a huge rivalry at one point in the UK. All three of them should have been on the Black and Gold brand at the same time, because they could have continued that rivalry. It could have grown, and then as they made it to the main roster, they could have potentially done something there too. But I just don't understand the concept of waiting so long to bring her over from the UK.
After that freaking Monet comes around and interrupts and basically make her thing towards the NXT Women's title. So she's gonna be in the mix of that as well. So
she's going to win the title before she goes to the main roster. So it's just a matter of time for her.
At some point.
Yeah.
Then we get Kaylee Ray's first NXT match on NXT versus Veronica Fence, and she easily wins that one in squash match within a few minutes.
Yeah.
So not really
fully expected.
You know how it comes to that. Jesus. Samoa Joe, your new 3-time NXT champion.
Joe.
Arrives to the building, comes out, makes his claim, and saying now who's next? Who's next competition? One by one, Pete Dunne, LA Knight, and Kyle O'Reilly. 3 motherfuckers come out and they want to get a piece of Samoa Joe now. Until we see a brawl sacrifice at the end, babyface remains on top. Tommaso Ciampa comes out and makes a save, which I'm thinking he's gonna try to go after the belt too himself, even though he doesn't really have nothing really to do with the Dashing and not in the tag team title picture as of right now. So what can you do with a man that's 40 that has neck issues and that doesn't want to go up to the main roster? What are you going to do with him?
I don't know. I think the only ones that would realistically possibly be safe in regards to this transition going from the way NXT is now to what they're looking at would be Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. The big reason is because they were part of the building blocks of this current generation NXT. Not only that, they have been 100% loyal when their contracts have come up. They have re-signed without hesitation to be on NXT, and also too, they're a big reason they had such big success that year that NXT was involved in Survivor Series. Because I'm sorry, do what? You kind of
you kind of in and out about darling.
Yeah, I said NXT said they want to build a brand around heel Gargano.
If that's the case, then that means Ciampa would have to turn face, which, I mean, that wouldn't be too hard for him at all. They would just have to put both of them in the ring at the same time for a promo, and it'll happen like that. So I don't see an issue with that.
My fault. Go ahead, Simon.
No, go ahead. You're good, man.
Oh no, I'm just gonna move on from now. It's like that's still a coin flip between NXT right now. The whole brand, is on its toes for the next few weeks. So, the small changes you'll see, the more that you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Cameron Grimes ends up giving back the $1 million title to the $1 million founder, Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase says, screw it, take it, you have it. But he notices it. He gives him a replica ass belt. And he pulls out the signature laugh. All that good stuff. So, hey, I mean, he still got a belt.
Yeah.
Then you get the NXT Breakout Tournament Finals. Carmella Hayes from Boston. Even though I can't claim he's from Boston unless I know where exactly the fuck he's from. Because I'm from Boston, goddammit. So, Can't be telling people from Boston, Massachusetts, and that you expect me to get behind them. Nah, exactly. It's not gonna work that way. Versus Odyssey Jones. Oh man, this match was. I mean, it had its high points, it had its low points, especially the finish. The finish where he tried to reverse and pin into a crucifix pin, and you see one leg not tied it all the way. One small little circle that could have really make it unbelievable that big 405-pound guy could have breaks his arm and move it, and he could have broke up the pinfall. I find that kind of lesion, but I mean, like I said to you before, both people should be signed by NXT right the fuck by now. And if not, why the fuck not? Is all I gotta ask about that. So Carmelo Hayes eventually wins that breakout tournament. Now he has a contract to face any champion that he wants between North American title and NXT title. And it's still early to tell, as he said that in his post match interview. So congratulations to him. He looks like he could be a star. Good looking guy too. You know what I'm saying? And see that he knows who he is. You know what style of the ring performance that he's going to be known for doing.
Yeah.
It's just how they're going to use him and how they're going to book him is what's going to be his saving grace. So I really don't know, but let's hope for the best for him.
I just have a feeling with him, I think what they're going to do is they're going to wait until they do this transition from the way NXT is now to what it's going to be. And I think that's when he's going to come into play in regards to who he's going to challenge and what rivalry he's going to get into for a championship. So I think that's going to happen after this transition. So.
Okay, Pete Dunne's group used a promo at Samoa Joe and the rest of the boys that was out there earlier. So I'm smelling war games happening here. And then we get this weird boa being fed to Zion Quinn, but Zion Quinn gets the W, weirdly enough as is, and just when he was supposed to go off the ramp, he seemed to even spirit to me Sun Tzu. I can't say Sun Tzu. God damn it, Susan, whatever the fuck it is. But just the fact that the person that you hyped up in the promo, he loses to a nobody, says a lot about what the fuck is about to go with.
That's main roster writers right there putting their finger in NXT right there. Listen, it's doing that dumb stuff. I tell
the main writers, stop fucking with NXT.
Leave it alone.
Leave it just the way that the fucking it was. I was happy that way. How are you gonna make it into like some 1980s disco party?
Man, they're just trying to run everybody off like they did Adam Cole, and it's freaking bullshit.
Next, we got Malcolm Bivens talking about his client, the Diamond Mines leader, Roger Strong, and because she is running away from him, clearly that he's injured. He wants the cruiserweight title, but he wants to do an open challenge next week. Who's going to answer the call? Don't know. Last but not least, we get Hit Bro versus like other different times, which was great three. It was a great 6-man. B-Fab is someone I'm like, yo, baby girl, mwah. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? But during the ending of the match, remember that girl that I had sent to y'all like a few weeks back? Her name was like Electra, and she just came into NXT.
Yes.
Now she's like out of there Phantasma's little female hitter.
Yes.
Comes out, says B-Fab with the black pipe, boom, whoops her ass. And Santos Escobar gets the roll on Swerve, 1, 2, 3, and then we get a new member, a female hitter. Daddy, though. Oh, I was like, you made the right fucking call with
dude.
Like, yes, you made the right goddamn call when it came to her. I was like,
who was the writer for this?
Yeah.
Give that man a raise.
I'm trying to get involved in this. This black and brown this shit. I'm like, no, I respect that. But Kendall Lace is coming to the forefront, please. B-Fab and Electra. Twirl around, all that good shit. So I was happy for that. Go ahead.
Okay, so with this, with this main event, dude, I was so happy with this. This was something that one of the very few shining moments that WWE has had in a while when it comes to story writing and everything else. The Bloodline is their main one, but when it comes to NXT, this one right here with Hit Row and Legado de Fantasma. I'm Mexican and I have a hard time saying it, so that tells you something. But anyway, anyway, I love this. This can potentially turn into. I know you were talking about the whole thing about that. Oh God, I lost track here of what the hell I was talking about. The whole thing about what could potentially be the War Games match for this coming up year. I honestly see this happening. This could be the War Games match for this coming up year too. Is Hit Row versus God damn it. I swear to God, I'm getting tongue tied. I'm getting tongue tied every time I think about it, dude. What the hell? But
listen, I get it though. But this will be the first ever intergender one.
You know what? And I would be perfectly fine with it.
Incorporate both those females into that match.
I would be perfectly fine with it because you know why?
I'll be fine with that shit too. I told myself, like,
if
this is the first ever intergender one.
If the writing stays the way it is between these two groups right now, and it leads into a War Games, this could be on the same level of that year that Undisputed Era went against the War Raiders, Ricochet, and all them. That was probably one of the best War Games in the NXT era that I have seen. This could be another one if they do this right. So I hope to God they keep the writer that wrote this on that, because if not, it is going to suck like everything else on the main roster.
And I hope it's not. I got to hear something real quick, so I'm going to cut my little video out. But Shar, you got the when we come to NXT, man, you've been awfully a little bit quiet.
As long as the right, like you're saying, as long as the writers stay the same for that storyline, it should be good. But I don't know. Hopefully the other writers that like want to put their hands over everything and ruin the product keep their grimy hands off it.
Yep. All right, so we are done with NXT. We're going to jump into something that Char has been probably patiently waiting for now.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to go ahead and jump on into AEW Dynamite. So, Char, I know you are this is one of your big things for you. And Blackheart, I know this is probably something that you're going to want to jump into as well.
Yes.
All right, so let's see here. Why in the heck? Okay, so at first we're going to go ahead and jump into CM Punk's debut on Dynamite. All right, so of course, he came out to a thunderous ovation, exactly like he did on Rampage last week. That was a huge pop. I'll admit, we already knew it was coming, but that pop he got was one that I haven't heard in a long time. So it reminds me of when Jeff Hardy won the WWE title for the first time. It was a similar pop that I felt when I heard CM Punk come out on Rampage. So that was a big deal. Of course, CM Punk, you know how he is. He likes to drop those little Easter eggs during his promo. People started chanting, yes. We saw what happened there. He was like, that's someone else's gimmick, but y'all may just have to wait a little bit. Come on. Like, you can't make it any obvious. I'll be honest. It's funny. But when it's to the point to where it's written on the wall so badly that we already know it's going to happen, it's almost like an oversell kind of. That's what kind of got to me. I'm like, okay, we already have an idea. CM Punk dropped a picture on Twitter where it was him and Daniel Bryan shaking hands, but it was a close up on the handshake. I understand that. Then on his shoes, he put the initials BW for Bray Wyatt. And then of course the whole thing with the chant and during Dynamite. So let's hear from you, Shar. What was your reaction when he started during his promo right now? I mean, what? Yeah. And I'll be honest, the one of the main matches I was really looking for that I'm really looking forward to for CM Punk, then they're throwing it at us immediately for All Out is this Darby Allin match. This is going to probably be a big match for this is going to be a huge match for Darby Allin because CM Punk. Yeah, because at this point I'm still trying to figure out, how WWE kind of has their own formula. Like you can tell who's going to win the match before you get to the pay-per-view. I'm still trying to figure out if AEW has something similar to that. I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit. Don't get me wrong. CM Punk, if he loses, it would kind of look bad on AEW just because he's a debuting star and they have high expectations for him. But also in my mind too, I'm kind of thinking CM Punk has done a lot in his career already. And if his intention is to help younger talent, if he's going to kind of come with the same approach as Sting had when he debuted, then I feel like Darby Allin needs to be the one to win that match because he's held the TNT title already. He's lost it. And right now he's kind of in limbo. He needs, if they decide to have CM Punk help him out by having him win, they need to go ahead and do that now. So then they can start bringing him up about possibly starting to pop up either back in the TNT title picture or in the picture for the AEW title. I know that might be go ahead. Yeah, and so I just hope that they do this the right way. You good over there, Blackheart?
I'm back.
All right. So we're just we're yeah, because I feel like all CM Punk's gonna need is maybe one or two good wins over some of the bigger names in AEW, and he'll be in the AEW title picture. Darby Allin, he needs that one good win over a big name. And what name is bigger than CM Punk coming in and debuting like he did last week on Rampage? So that's where I'm leaning towards, but I'm still trying to figure out that formula for AEW because the formula for AEW is a heck of a lot different than WWE. Yeah. All right, Blackheart.
It can't go either way. It's still just saying it's still use a microphone too.
All right, man. So what do you think? What do you think about CM Punk's promo from this past week on Dynamite?
When I was about to get ready, I was about to say let's tune into Wednesday. You know what the hell that means? It was AEW night, AEW Dynamite night, and of course it opens up with Orange Cassidy going 1-on-1 and getting over on Matt Hardy. Comedy match. Some people said that match should not be that match shouldn't happen first. But who am I to blame if it comes to the booking? If I was the booker by himself, if I was Tony, this would have been the middle of the card. And the tag team eliminated match should have been the main event. If anything else, but that's just me talking here. So I didn't have a problem with the match, you know what I'm saying? But the order of everything that happened, I could have switched it a couple of different ways. It could have been a little more better. Chris Jericho comes out, makes a promo, and the fact that he lost to MJF the week before, and he will hunt him down to the very end, and he makes a proposition. Have one more match with him at All Out, final bout. If he loses, then he is done. He will not wrestle for AEW anymore. He will go to the commentary table. MJF eventually comes out and actually accepts that challenge. Since he already beat him 3 in a row, why not go? Why not go for all, make it 4 in a row, and retire one of the greatest minds in professional wrestling? And yeah, they confirmed this match. So will be MJF taking on Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho loses. He's retired from in-ring competition. So basically, because of this is gonna. This makes me feel like it's a work. This makes me feel like it's a work, but then again, Chris Jericho is 50. He has done a lot. He has accomplished a lot, and he's still doing Fozzy tours and shit like that. I mean, the circumstances are there for him to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mixed feelings with this because this is one of the matches that's going to be heavily competed about when it comes to our show. And I must defend my title at all costs. So, I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like they did the same thing. They copy and paste for Friday Night SmackDown, and they did it here.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is what makes me feel like, okay, MJ is going to win because number one, this is the big payoff. He just went through. He just went through 4 stages of Labor of Jericho. Last one he lost. But then he gotta get that big win. He gotta get that. I'm like, he gotta get that big win under his belt to end this rivalry once and for all and move forward. So I don't know how to feel about this, but I'll leave that to y'all when I'm done with this. Take real quick. The Lucha Bros have defeated the Varsity Blondes. They advance into the finals of the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament. Jamie Hayter, yes, Hayter, defeated Red Velvet. Oh. This match. Sorry. I gotta throw this shit in the fucking garbage.
Like why?
All because of Red Velvet. Now, I'm not throwing her under the bus. But I'm saying with a couple of bosses, and you can see the air and out, and she fell apart like a magic carpet. She fell apart like a goddamn magic carpet. Just flop. Man, it was so bad. I feel so bad for her. See why I try to tell people, don't watch them to get on TV. Let them work on their craft first before bringing them to the main stage. That's what the big bucks is all going to come down to. Not about these pay-per-views, okay? It's about these TV deals. Without the TV deals, promotions don't have shit. Now, I'm gonna keep saying that. So much people want to try to crucify that. I'm like, wait, without these TV deals, we will not be watching wrestling at all. So give credit to that, you know. But at the end of that match, Chris Statlander comes out and makes a save and poses with the AEW World Women's Championship. So it's gonna be Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker for the women's title at All Out as well. That should be a good match.
And I could see Adam Cole sitting in the crowd for that match, and they focus on him.
Big smiles for Adam Cole seeing his wife, kicking some ass, hold on to that belt, and be like, "That's my girl," all that good shit.
Oh yeah.
Mark Gordon gets into a little argument backstage. Alex Reynolds been told that he's, basically the weak link within the group, and basically says some harsh words to him. And Alex Reynolds is pissed off, and so is John Silver. Not seeing the Dargo completely breaking up, but they're having the little problems ever since Hangman Adam Page said, and I quote, I don't want help, I gotta do this on my own. And Stu Grayson and Evil Uno had done their part, but the rest of the guys don't feel that way. So it's how would I say it? Crisis in leadership.
Yeah,
I would say.
I wonder if this Dark Order storyline is going to be leading to their rival Bray Wyatt.
That could be it. Bray Wyatt could be the one to kind of end the squabbling among everybody and to reunite everybody as one and lead the group. I could see that happening because, there's been rumors bouncing around everywhere. There is one rumor that I do not believe, and I won't believe it unless it actually happens, and that's Bray Wyatt signing to Impact. I do not see that happening.
Nope, not.
No
Nope. He's
way.
definitely going to eight. He's definitely going to AEW. That's already been confirmed.
Just because of Brody Lee. That is my
Yes.
big thing. Brody Lee is going to be the reason.
Because of the creative control that he likes when it comes to his character, and he's going to bring that dark aura to AEW
And the Dark Order.
Malachi Black had already said something about that already the past week. So, really think about it. You know what I'm saying? All signs is pointing over there, but some other two superstars that I have spoken about a couple of days ago, they're going to go to Impact.
Buddy Lee, Buddy Murphy, and Braun Strowman. I could see those two going to Impact.
Yeah, I think
they
Buddy-
are.
I think we've heard
Oh,
Buddy
they
Murphy
are
is
going.
heading to Impact.
It's already been confirmed already that they're already going there, and Buddy Murphy should be popping up there within the next few weeks. But Braun Strowman, he won't be there to that Battle for Glory show.
Yeah, because then his 90-day would be done. His 90-day compete. Yeah.
So by that time, he'll be there. Probably make a surprise appearance during the main event. You might never fucking know him. Coming to the company, a big, huge commodity, huge monster that can be right for the main event, and they can fill out some blanks when it comes to that. Next, we get to see a Punk. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Go ahead. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, I was gonna talk about that CM Punk promo.
All right.
Tony Schiavone brings out CM Punk. The crowd still goes wild. They miss this guy, and he said he came back because he wanted to face Pentagon, Ray Phoenix, Jungle Boy, Brian Pillman Jr., Darby Allin, but he needs to get to Darby Allin first.
Darby Allin's first.
He is retiring the name the Voice of the Voiceless because it is a voice here, and the people in the AEW in the back are hearing them. And Punk didn't claim that he asked him, but before that, the crowd goes nuts, screaming, chanting up, yes. And then he improvised. He was like, that stick belongs to someone else, and then y'all gotta be patient for that. Already teasing Bryan Danielson going to be there at AEW, so
and he teased it in Twitter too.
Of when he's going to pop up, and rumor has it. So Char's going to be.
She's
going and bringing.
We're going to hear her from in the rafters. She's going to be like, ah!
Hey, listen, bring an extra pair of underwear, bring an extra shirt just in case you might be dressed up in sweat the whole 9 yards because you might have to go nuts.
Absolutely.
Hey, dude.
So Punk didn't ask. Go ahead.
Side note: if you're ordering from Pro Wrestling Tees right now, it's like a very long wait for anything CM Punk now.
Oh yeah,
dude. I have
listen,
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Listen, Pro Wrestling Tees and AEW Shop has been completely on fire for over a week when it comes to his merchandise.
Oh yeah.
The original Black Ring T-shirts all sold out for maybe like a month. They all got the white collar ones. They're still buying those joints. It's like, yo, he's making so much money for Pro Tees and for AEW and for himself.
Dude,
and
he's
Tony Khan
lining his pocket.
Like, yes. Bring in that money, you son of a bitch. But just damn it, man. To CM Punk is just a natural talker.
Oh yeah.
The crowd loves him. The crowd respects him. I don't know what the hell Boogie T was talking about. We said that whole CM Punk return was a miss. I mean, how the fuck was that even a miss? Is what I don't understand from Boogie T. I'm not. Now, this is a shoot. Now, this is a shoot real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
To Boogie T. If you was in CM Punk's fucking shoes and you would have came back and you went to another company to do that, would you get the crowd reaction that way? No.
He wouldn't have.
Understandably, he was in that type of situation at WrestleMania 19, 2003. Where you was red hot at that time, but then you had the Golden Shovel pick at you from Triple H, a white man. Sorry, guys. So The fact that you haven't been outspoken like this guy has, this ain't a color thing, this ain't a black and white thing. It is a simple wrestling thing. He got over using his mouth and his voice, and he released to a lot of the misfit people, kids, teenagers, young adults out there in the world that feel
Yeah.
like they can't speak up for themselves. He spoke up for them. Booker T, who the fuck have you spoke up for? Please. And if you do, off the top row podcast at gmail.com, DM me, we can hash this shit out. All right. So I'm not trying to make a huge stick about this. But when you said that the fact that the whole thing was a hit and miss, like, what the hell do you want him to do? What the hell would you want him to do? Especially when he came after 7 years. It was rumored, but then when it actually was like slowly getting to that date and it felt like it was about to happen and it really is going to happen, especially in his own backyard, I don't give a shit. I'm jumping in the crowd. I'm going in between everyone. Dabbing up the whole damn crowd if I had to. But obviously, he only had like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
here's the thing. Booker T has not really liked CM Punk at all since, they've crossed paths in the past. He has not liked him. So to see that response from him about his Rampage debut does not surprise me one bit. It does not surprise me at all. He really didn't care for him.
I'm not saying that he didn't care for him. I'm just saying the way that he spoke and broke it down made it feel like he would have done it better. I'm like, bro, he's been out of action for 7 years. So it's bad enough that you're not gonna just get in the ring, do a bump, and then you get the crowd right the fuck over. This isn't WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stone Cold can do that type of shit and still get the fuck over. Why? He's beloved. CM Punk is beloved in his own different, unique way that makes him a standout among the wrestling talents in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because look at it like this. Every time CM Punk has trended throughout these 7 years he was gone, it doesn't matter what event WWE put on. The main thing you heard chanted in the crowd was CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk.
And you want to know why did he change his name? Because the pipe bomb that he did in 2011 came into fruition 10 years later, and people are still looking back at that promo and saying everything that he said in that promo was right on the money. Right on the goddamn money. And it's foreshadowing to what the company was about to head into those 10 years, and we got exactly what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, and then also too, there is only one other superstar I can think of that had that, people will do that for, chant their chant. Well, actually two. One is Bryan Danielson, and the other one is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those three people, it doesn't matter what company you are at. If the setting is right, those three chants will pop up. Doesn't matter where you're at.
You're right.
So
absolutely. So he claimed that he's asking himself if he can still go, and the fans chanting yes, yes. But obviously, as I said that before, that's a different person stick, and you have to be patient for that. So give that little promo, but we just missed some. Thank you, AEW. Yes, I have to quote E Dukes on this one. Jesus Christ. But thank you, AEW. Hoping, praying that this company can last another 5 and 7 more years. If they can get past 5 to 7 years, going on 10, then I can call them a big commodity company that's professional wrestling, not sports entertainment, professional wrestling.
And at the rate they're going, as long as they don't make the same mistakes as WCW did back during the Monday Night Wars, I really feel like now, and this is coming from a guy who watched mainly NXT and consumed a lot of the WWE product. I could honestly see AEW being that number one company, and that's something that I'm surprised that I'm catching myself saying is I could see them becoming a number one company as long as they don't make the mistakes they did that WCW did. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
And Cyber named the mistakes first.
Huh?
Cyber, and name those specific that had made.
Okay, so you know how I'm sure you've probably seen it on social media that some people and some of our groups that we're in that it posts a comparison of AEW and WCW, where creative control was in the hands of the performers. I agree with that needs to happen because that's what makes the product interesting. That needs to still happen. The whole thing about how their contracts are structured, because look at when WWE first bought WCW. Most of the big talent from WCW was able to sit on the sidelines for a year or longer before they went and signed with WWE, because they got that exclusive money. That was kind of a mistake on the WCW side that I feel like could be different. That's one of the things. It's not a big thing. It's kind of like a small thing, but still, I feel like that's one thing that kind of hurt them, because if they would have had the big stars from WCW at the time of when WWE purchased it and they went over and actually did that invasion angle, I think that could have turned out different. It could have been a little more interesting than what it was.
Okay.
So that's just one of the things.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Well, we can spread around that whole theory of WCW's breakdown. Episode after episode after episode. I'll just keep refreshing your mind about that. Next, we get God's favorite warrior, God's favorite wrestler, God's favorite tormentor, Miro, calling out the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. He said, "You won't come for me, I will come for you." And I love the fuck that they're doing with Miro. It makes me smile. It makes me feel all good in my tum tum. Sorry, Simon Miller. I had to take that quote from you real quick. But oh my God, yes, this is what the fuck I was talking about. That this is what the hell I wanted to see in the former Rusev as WWE. We came over here to AEW, and they let him full fledged, and they gave him something, but he made himself something. That's what tells you about these guys that came over there. I said, okay, wait, hold on. I can create my own stuff. Okay, thank you. And he dug in deep and he did it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm with the Miro Clan right now, because he's tormenting people week after week, defending that belt, just like the late Brody Lee did. God bless your soul. The whole 9 yards and shit. So when it comes to that, I'm liking this. I'm liking what the hell he's like, you know what? Y'all want to come for me? Fine. I will look for myself for someone to fucking beat the living shit out of. He's going after Eddie, and you know what's going to happen, Shar. If he goes after Eddie, he's going to go after Moxley. That's exactly what the hell I thought about. Like,
yeah. It's going to happen.
Moxley and Miro, TNT title match. Maybe it could be some crazy ass. I don't want to say death match. I don't see Miro really doing death matches like that. But it would be a hard hitting something. But it would be a hard hitting match.
Definitely.
It'll definitely be a hard hitting match. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then we get Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, and Eddie Kingston defeating the Wingmen.
Who the heck came up with that name?
I'd rather say 2.0 before the goddamn Wingmen, okay? 2.0 with Daniel Garcia, underline his name, I said that last week. Daniel Garcia is someone that you're going to need to watch out for. And he's like a smaller, younger Timothy Thatcher. And I can see that. I said that, and I'm like, I want to like this kid. He got the aggressive. He had the guidance. Like it'll be like a Kurt Angle type shit. He's off to the goddamn races. My God, that would be perfect for him. But then again, I'm like, he just needs to be that vicious Timothy Thatcher pitbull dog that just don't give two flying fucks. Yes, I thought, and I'm like, he done. I'm like, that will work. Him and Pete Dunne going at it once. They respect each other, and then they run a tag with one another. I'm game for that. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So keep my fingers crossed. Maybe that might be a fancy booking situation for me, but that's only if the stars are aligned that can get me to that bridge. But then Jon Moxley receives a contract from New Japan, not for Tanahashi, but it's for Satoshi Kojima.
Kojima,
yep.
yes.
Satoshi Kojima mean, Kojima, excuse me, to a match at All Out. So you're gonna see that too. Like, yo, I
Yeah.
This
can't
is-
believe it now because
This is
he's gonna be at a widely great pay-per-view from beginning to end, and she's gonna be in the crowd lit. I mean, so you need to have two signs. One says OTTR's first lady, and the other sign that says sign. It got to say Simon, get this signing up. That's all that we need.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Simon Miller would be like, yo, like you just see the sign right there that says Simon, get this up. He's gonna get it up, and I'm like, he did it. Then you get the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and his homies coming out to attack Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian before Frankie Kazarian making the save, excuse me. But before the whole thing, the promo itself, Don Callis is just a true mouse of a bitch. And Christian Cage leaked out some footage of his very first match ever in his whole entire career with Don Callis for Don Callis' old promotion way back in the day, and brought back some old stuff. And as you can tell from this, there's history behind these two, history behind Kenny Omega and Don Callis. So all these things come into it comes to the fore. Next, we get the Gun Club defeating the Factory, which I thought this match did not deserve to be on television. This match
This should have
was
been dark.
Elevation. It should have been on Dark. They wasted TV time with this. I'm sorry. I don't like having the match of Gun Club because of Billy Gunn's kids, and Austin Gunn is the standout of that team right now. He is naturally fucking gifted, just like it's that. So I can see him solo run later on down the line and reincarnated of Mr. Assman.
Yeah.
But this main event, much I have to say that I did not like the main event. Malachi Black defeated Brock Anderson. And Arn Anderson trying to save his son, but
He got
Malachi
served
Black
up.
took the
He
black
got served
mask.
up.
Arn Anderson blocks him, but then he gets low blow for his troubles. The crowd did not want to boo Malachi Black, but he had to get over as a heel somehow, so he low blowed Legend. And basically was about to walk out, but then Lee Johnson comes out and tries to make the save. And I just said, why this young whippersnapper? Like, he's going to get the balls in like 30 seconds next week. I don't want to see that. You can catch that on Dark and Elevation. Just don't put that on Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Give Malachi people someone that's on that roster that he can just go by one by one, the same formula, squashing them with the black mask. His feet are deadly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that could be the build to like him versus Dustin. Dustin is avenging Cody after he got mollywopped before supposedly he rested or took that walk, which obviously he's not. He's just written off television to do the Rose television
Yeah.
series and the other game show that's about to come up on TBS soon. So at least they could have kept that storyline going, but they made someone else who's part of his family get involved in it. So I just wish they would have done that, but they didn't. So just the order of this whole match card, I'm just like, it feels so misplaced. This was a weaker Dynamite this week than what it did the other previous weeks. I know it was just probably a filler just trying to get to the main prize. The main prize is All Out. So next week should be a pretty stacked and better show because it's going to be right before All Out.
Oh, yeah.
Right before Rampage. Then we get the match card from Rampage. I'll read that later on when it comes to that. But yeah, I can't say I didn't like this week. I just felt this week was lackluster.
I just felt like the matches were in the wrong spot.
Yes.
That's what I felt like. It felt like
That's what I
that
felt
some
like
of the
too.
like the whole John Moxley receiving the FedEx shipment, that could have easily been like close, kind of like a little bit of a filler in midway close to the end of the show. I felt like that could have been a filler because that is a big name from New Japan. I mean, that
Oh, it is.
he really stepped off of New Japan soil to actually wrestle? No, so this is a huge
That's
deal.
gonna be the challenge for the All Out crowd. For people who do not know who he is, this is going to be either hit or miss for him.
I think this is going to be
All Out.
here's the thing. I think this is going to be a hit just due to the simple fact the fans of AEW. This is another thing that I never thought I'd catch myself saying. I'm finding myself more as a wrestling fan than more of a one company fan. But the way that it looks is that when it comes to AEW fans, they know more than one promotion.
Right.
They dabble a little bit WWE, but they are dabbling more now in Impact, in New Japan, in NWA. They're doing that because now that door's open and people are starting to pop up everywhere across multiple promotions. So I think with this match that John Moxley is going to do at All Out, I really do think that it's going to be. It might be a surprise match. It might actually be one of the better ones for the night.
I agree. It's gonna be underrated. And like the story going around was Tanahashi really wasn't the plan for All Out at all.
Tanahashi was really the plan, but because of situations in New Japan with him right now, currently, as far as their storyline with him goes, and something else that came into fruition, and that's why the match is not going to happen.
Yeah,
so you put it
it's gonna be like a series of
but you
matches
know,
with him and New Japan, New Japan talent leading to the Tanahashi match.
yeah, something about the booking that he's doing over there in New Japan and something else over here on American soil that haven't caused that to happen. Like, you know, they're gonna have that match with him much later on down the line, but things slowly get back to at least when they can fly over to American soil to make these appearances. Otherwise, they're going to keep doing it in a New Japan Pro Wrestling event somewhere in the States, or New Japan Wrestling Strong that's on every week. Is going to have to continue off that variation of that story. But it doesn't need here or there. So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite for Wednesday. Turning over to Thursday.
God, I keep on forgetting we do. I keep on forgetting we do Impact. Dang it!
Hey man, yo, listen, hey, I never would have agreed to this. I would never know what the hell I found out on Impact for the last several months. So I always kept my eye into it. I just never talked about it. I'm just like, give it a little bit more time. You'll get used to it. It's slow enough. I got used to it. So I'm okay with this now.
I'm still trying to get used to it.
Yeah, so Impact Wrestling opens up with Sami Callihan versus Chris Sabin. And Sami Callihan just reminds me of, who do you remind me of? Oh my god, like, damn it, like, I made a comparison earlier on to Sami Callihan that I thought maybe Charlene would appreciate, but once I think about it, I'll let you know about it. Because Sami Callihan, every time when he does that power driving for as a finish, and people really try to sell it like shaking like the whole body and then try to make it. I was like, that's Shinsuke right there. But that's not Shinsuke. So I can't compute that. But this was a great opening match. I mean, I respect Sami Callihan. He's been one of the anchors for Impact for years. Chris Sabin, oh my god. It wasn't for MSK leaving, man. I mean, Jesus. That's all we gotta say about that. Chris Sabin gets the win, surprisingly, out of this. But then Moose comes out and he wants to boof these guys. And Moose is about to, I guess, if you want to include a bat along with a spinning chair, I call that the bat chair toe. Bat chair toe Sami Callihan's head. And then you get Eddie Edwards coming out with a kendo stick, whacking Moose, making a save. They continue with this storyline for the last couple of weeks. David doesn't need help, but Eddie Edwards is helping his friend out, and blah, blah, blah. This is a Randy Orton and Riddle situation. But so you just got one mean-ass vile motherfucker, and then you got the other one that's like, I can turn on the switch and be aggressive, or I can be cool as shit. And that's Eddie Edwards right there. So the way that I got it from. So I was like, okay. I mean, we can see him being an on-off tag team, but it's not gonna be like no damn friendship. So I don't know what to really take to this right now. I really don't. Just Jesus. But next we got Josh Alexander issuing an open challenge to any X Division former champion, to face him the following week, next week, on Impact Wrestling. How many X Division people do they have that's still left in that locker room? Because like I said, X Division to me goes way back when Samoa Joe and AJ Styles were fighting for that coveted belt. But the people afterwards, like 2012 to right now, I clearly had no goddamn idea. So you have to fill in the blanks for me when it comes to that. But I really don't know. Who's going to do that? All About Design is about to basically cleanse Rhino after that sufferable loss that emerges this past week. For those of you who have not watched Impact's emergence pay-per-view, go watch it. Go watch it. There's some matches that was questionable, but other than that, it was a good card. It was a good card. I watched a good percentage of it, but the highlights really kept me up to speed, so I play it mad quick. I'm sorry for that, folks. Alpha Glory has been announced that it'll be taking place on October 23rd in Vegas. And Ace Austin, which I'll talk about that way much later, is not the number one contender for Christian's Impact Wrestling Championship. So that's been announced for Bound for Glory. So you're going to see that happening on October 23rd. TJP is backstage arguing with Petey Williams, which I kind of don't understand, but because of the previous week, Petey Williams had made the save for TJP, but TJP doing the same thing that said he kind of hammered to Eddie Edwards right here. And these two frenemies, it's going to just go back and forth, but somehow they're going to do just like this. You can tell it's going to be a new tag team. Just give it time. Just watch it. Get the flashback, the teenage Impact flashback moment of the night. Of the week, the Christian Cage defeated Monty Brown at TNA's Destination X 2006 for the NWA title. During this whole fiasco of things, Taylor Wilde asks for a 3-on-1 handicap match with, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, the influence of with Caleb with a K, Madison Rain, and who's the other one? Danielle Dashwood? Not the third person in that group? Danielle Dashwood, Caleb
yes,
with a K.
Yes, that's the third one.
And Madison Rain. So those three, Taylor Wilde's having a 3-on-1 match, and that match was horrible. We all know what 3-on-1 handicap is gonna do, and Taylor Wilde should have thought about this bullshit and just said, "I can find 2 other people. We're making a 3. We're making a 6. A 6-man tag." Didn't even do that. Taylor Wilde, you're not China. You're not even Nia Jax. Cut it out. Just don't do that anymore. You should learn your lesson from that. Oh, Jesus. But can't say too much. Next, we got Chris Bay versus David Finlay. My God, who the hell would have thought David Finlay was really fit? Was David Finlay's son? So I was kind of shocked. Shout out to Chris Bay for the Finesse Gang. The Finesse Club, little background, background silhouette light. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. We did that. I can buy a t-shirt from that. After this 10-minute match, Chris Bay picks up the dub by getting the leverage by doing a small package pin. And he ended up winning without Jay White on his side. So, can we see something happening with him? Maybe Chris Bay should go after the X Division title, and then maybe that can bring some gold to the Bullet Club. We might not know. I don't know, maybe. Then Christian Cage comes out, basically talking about the upcoming opponent, which was Ace Austin, challenging him for the at Bound for Glory for the title, and Christian just downsplayed him. Ace Austin comes out. He's 24 years old. He's a punk rocker, folks. He basically has no hair, besides a small little patch on top of his hair with pink hair. Oh man, if you can think about Shannon Moore without the mohawk at this time period, this was that's all I gotta say about that. I was like, he's Shannon Moore just without the hair. And he just got some bodyguard and Tonko. There's another version of Tonko just with dreads on top of his head. He's basically making his claim that he's the fastest rising star. He's going to beat him. All Christian Cage does is just mark him for his height. He only marks him for his goddamn height. Now, if I can look at Christian Cage, he's got to be like what, 6'1". Looking at Ace Austin, he's like 5'5", 5'6". He's short as fuck.
Someone give that man a step stool.
Listen, but just when people want to criticize WWE because they want to say that, oh, he's not tall enough, he's not buff enough, he can't do this in the ring. Why is Christian doing this shit to a shorter competitor like this? Do you not know that you can have a Daniel Bryan on your hands, and yet you already chastising this guy already? But before that even happened, Tommy Dreamer comes out, basically praises Christian, kisses his ass, and hopefully one of these upcoming days you can face him for the belt one last time. And Christian actually obliged to that, as you see towards the end and towards how that whole thing progressed. Yeah, Ace Austin goes back to the head guy, Scott D'Amore. Issues his challenge, but he's like, so Scott D'Amore agrees only on one condition. And Tommy Dreamer wins this match against Ace Austin the next week. He's going to be inserted to the title match at Bound for Glory, which makes it a triple threat match. So, yeah, we're going to see something like that happen. Okay. Randy Lauren gets abducted by Su Yung and who's the other one's name? Kimberly, excuse me. Yeah. So she gets abducted, Mankind, Bray Wyatt style. She's been abducted. I don't know what the hell is happening with her. She's the only thing I said to myself was, oh my God. This is like Bray Wyatt female form. It's just animal claws, just grabbing them. The mother just watching, just not saying nothing. It's just nothing. And listen, I just got lost. I got lost right there. I'm like, oh my God, like this is gonna be bad. Yeah, as I talked about this already, Taylor Wilde versus the Influencer 3-1 handicap match, which was stupid as hell. Stupid booking. That was bad. Completely bad. Then we get a Willie Mack and Rich Swann promo on the Good Brothers, hyping up the main event, which was the Good Brothers taking on Willie Mack and Rich Swann. And this match was okay. This match was okay. The Good Brothers seems like they're never going to lose their Impact had tag team titles. They look like they're never going to lose them belts unless one of these injured they have to forfeit. There's no way. I don't see another team over there.
Tama Tonga, Tongaloa.
Now, that's only if they get on. That's only if they get on American soil, and not doing on New Japan. And they do it in New Japan Wrestling. I mean, I can see that though, but I will see the title change having an impact. You know what I'm saying? Because we already got Christian Cage defeated Kenny Omega on Rampage for one belt. You don't want to have another company do it on their soil that helps them, but not the main company itself.
No, I see the way that it's going to happen is we've already seen Jay White cross over to Impact and show up. We've already seen Kenta cross over and show up on American soil again.
Yep.
I honestly do see Tama Tonga and Tongaloa coming over, especially if they start popping up on New Japan, on the New Japan shows here in the U.S. They will pop up in Impact. They will show up in Nashville. They're in Nashville right now, I think. And I could see them popping up there and easily get into the title picture. And that's who I could see them losing the Impact tag titles to. It's definitely
teasing a little bit of resurgence.
Yeah.
Resurgence.
Yeah, if people watch that Resurgence, they will know what happened. And that's how it's gonna blossom up to be.
Okay, and a quick little tangent here. I just wanted to do this because I was scrolling through Instagram here just a second ago. There is actually a new Battlefront Pro Wrestling Extreme Hardcore champion. He is actually a former person who is actually on the show with us during a little snafu. Just Incredible is their new hardcore champion. That
Oh,
was just
shit.
that was actually released about 2 hours ago. So
Well, PJ Polanco, aka Justin Credible, congratulations. And hit
yes,
me up, man. We got
yeah, we can definitely reach out to him. I'm sure he'd be willing to, but we'll see. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I just saw that. It's good to see. It's good. It's good to see people who've been on the show go on and do successful things. Like Ibushi, he's doing his thing too, man. He's racking up some titles recently too.
yeah.
Whew.
I want to say, man, that man, when they did it, I mean, I want to talk about their match with his match with Marvelous just this past couple of weeks and winning that title off him. And now he's proving the point, and he's out here. He's getting these dubs, just like you
Getting
said,
them
out here getting
names. Getting
dubs,
them names.
getting them names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But before this match happened, they get a promo from Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green about Shiri and with you. And now that is going to come into a match, a tag team match the following week. Chelsea Green's going to be involved into it. How am I going to see this happening? I've seen worse. I mean, blame WWE because we've seen worse in their promotion. So if I can see it anywhere else, I'm not going to really turn the idea down per se. But the Good Brothers and Rich Swann and Willie Mack match, the main event was pretty good. Rich Swann ended up getting the dub by getting the surprise roll up at the end. At the end, man, Good Brothers just didn't give a shit. They beat the bricks out of both of them. Oh man, Rich Swann got bumbled up, thrown out, guardrail, whole 9 yards. Willie Mack got magic killer and pop on through a table to end his night. And you got the Good Brothers end up standing tall with the tag team belts. That's how you end Impact. What was Impact for you? Impact did a lot better than Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry. At least there was some story that I can follow, even with some of the stars that I'm not accustomed to seeing, but there's certain ones that I still remembered. And then you see these new faces, and we always like new faces. We don't like to see the same old Shaggy Red, guy. We want to see some new blood, God damn it. And we got that new blood. And Chris Bay, as part of the Bullet Club, has been slow build. Like I said, it's still slow build with him. But I want to see him get more cocky, get more arrogant, really portray to be a heel. Otherwise, you're not going to sell this thing right. The Tyler Wild match, please, Scott D'Amore and Impact Wrestling, don't do no more of these 3-on-1 handicap matches where you know it's gonna be a bad sign with the babyface loses. Like the way that she did, I can't say single handedly because she got some offense in, but just the booking decision about this was trash. What I gotta say about that, and I'm actually gonna say keep an eye out for Ace Austin because he's supposed to be this prodigy. He's gonna be surprising you at that next pay per view at Victory Road coming up in September. So keep your eye out for that young for the young rising star. And Christian Cage can really help him get over.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got a new star on your hands, and now you gotta pull that trigger and use him right and book him right. And that was Impact Wrestling. Char, since this is your side of this is your side of the playing field.
Relationship between Sammy Callahan and Eddie Edwards is going to play out, especially based off their past history. Because wasn't Sammy Callahan the one that injured? He broke Eddie Edwards' orbital bone. So it's going to be interesting to see how their relationship is going to work out. Can they really trust each other?
I don't think so. I can't trust Sammy Callahan like that.
No.
I can't trust him like that. He seemed like the person like it'll go on for maybe like a few weeks, but afterwards he's gonna beat the shit out of you too. He'd be like, just because we may beat our joint opposition doesn't mean that I like you.
No, like
and go on and do his own thing.
Yeah, kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So
almost.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Sammy Callahan looks like the person. He just gives you that vibe. He's just a loner, an ass kicker, the sympathetic. orchestra sympathizer, and that's it. So I can't see nothing else about that. Cyber, you look bored as shit, so I'm gonna just go right into Friday.
Oh no, sorry. I was
You look
actually
bored.
I actually sent a comment to Just Incredible in regards to his win. So sorry about that.
Well, let's get into last night, which was Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
Bloodline's the only thing keeping this show going.
Well, sources, and this person has confirmed that Pat McAfee also had COVID, so he's on the bench for the next 2 weeks too. That's why he's not there. That's why you see KO taking over his spot on the commentary table last night. So he will be back eventually. Then the SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca. See, you see
I
what
know.
the fuck that you did to me, SummerSlam? See what the fuck that you did to me?
They messed
Becky Lynch.
everybody up, man. They messed everybody up.
The new women's champion, Becky Lynch, comes out and her priorities, she has priorities, and, herself again, blah, blah, blah. She's more dangerous, whatever, try to sell it off. And she apologized for absolutely nothing for what she did at SummerSlam. This is not giving me the heel vibe that I want from this. Bianca Belair that comes out, she's not gonna let Becky get away with this crap with the 26 seconds. Wow, I said 29. She said 26, so I was wrong by 3 seconds.
Ooh.
Bianca issues a challenge to Becky for the women's championship. But before she even gets the answer, Lita Vega comes out, another jobber, weak, and basically get back in the line, and she deserves a chance. Carmella then comes out.
Another jobber.
She want to get a chance. That's not happening. Liv Morgan then comes out, and interrupts. She wants a chance. Becky ain't having none of it. She's like, nah. She left, did a real Roman-esque move, got the hell out of there, and we get a fatal four-way elimination match. Liv Morgan, Carmella, Zelina Vega, and Bianca Belair. Who y'all think was going to win this?
Bianca Belair.
And the person who got screwed nearly a week before that. So Bianca is not the number one contender to chase after Becky for that belt that she lost in 26 fucking seconds. Are you serious?
Yeah. Sad.
You want to talk about? You want to talk about a slow build? This is not a goddamn slow build. It was not. And you know what's funny? I was listening to the Wrestling Observer Radio earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Figure Four Daily with Lance Storm, and he said something that intrigued me about how he would have booked this. He would have booked it like, okay, why bring Becky back to SmackDown when technically she dropped the belt on Raw and gave it to Asuka? So why didn't she go back there? And at the same time, Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce gets to this whole conflict. One heel general manager, one babyface general manager. And she's going to try to work her way to get some of the women behind her to be, she should be in charge, including Charlotte. Charlotte's going to be the one ousting Becky to get away from her, keep her far away from her as possible, leaving that storyline for later. But you can get Austin and McMahon-esque rivalry out of Becky and Sonya. So as these two go along, Charlotte is still champion. Still goes on facing whatever points, whatever gets her wins, blah, 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 whatever. Right? Mm-hmm. Then at the very end, you get Becky versus Charlotte, Rock versus Austin. And female character, because number one, what's everybody betraying Becky Lynch to be? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Charlotte Flair is going to have to play the heel, but it's going to have to play the Rock in this case. The overprivileged, silver spoon, highest paid female athlete, whatever, right? So you can stretch that out to Royal Rumble time. Sonya Deville gets into a match with Becky. Becky wins that. So she gets her title shot for WrestleMania already off rec. That covers that storyline. Plus WrestleMania comes, Charlotte and Becky for the title. Becky gets over, wins the crowd back. As an anti-hero, she's revered. It doesn't even have to go full-blown babyface.
Yeah, I could see that as a good idea, but also too look at the women's roster on SmackDown currently. I mean, yeah, I know
And
we're
that's
gonna.
why, yeah, and that's why what he was saying in the podcast was that's why he was going to finish Bianca. Finish Becky over the over the SmackDown to keep her away from Charlotte until later.
Yeah.
But as with no one else is left, they bring her ass back and be like, yo, we got some unfinished business to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how those will be off. But that's
Okay.
only from one person's, crazy fancy booking from his mind, which makes sense.
This is
Compared to shit that we got at SummerSlam,
that actually would have made sense.
us black delegation look at that shit and we were pissed.
Oh, I was pissed that night too. I was like, what the heck are they doing? Here's my thing on it. Lance Storm, when it comes to that particular podcast, he is one of the few that I actually listen to and I actually take to heart what he says. Because one, he has the wrestling mindset. He has that mind. He is that one that went from being a wrestler to being able to talk about wrestling and people could actually trust what he says. Dave Meltzer, he can go and stick it up his ass as far as I'm concerned. Because that dumbass, I swear to God, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of AEW, but I swear to God, he sits on the Young Bucks dick. Because I'm not even kidding.
He sits on Tony Khan's lap too.
Well, his saying is, a 5-star match is a 5-star match. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't trust anything Dave Meltzer says. I've gotten that way from a couple years back, and it's just the last thing, and I trusted him saying was back when the last Omega Okada match in New Japan. That's the only time I trusted what he said. After that,
he'll never give high praises for it. That's something that I've been noticed to. He's been giving praises to a lot of New Japan, AEW, Summer Impact, and especially Ring of Honor. Even though Ring of Honor has really been under the radar for a lot of years, but certain people in WWE, but the rest of it is like, nah, it's not really worth it. Yeah. So I can't see that. Next, Paul Heyman gets locked out of Roman Reigns' locker room.
I love this.
That Heyman knows that knew Brock Lesnar was coming. SummerSlam, and Heyman swore that he did it. And I'm gonna believe Heyman on this one.
I actually believe him on this one too.
And I'm like, Heyman's been with y'all. Y'all could have been with his ass a long time ago, but no, y'all want to try to do it now with the big beast is back, and then you already know it. Now, yes, he is a babyface. So for the people that's went, is he coming as a heel or coming as a babyface? He's a babyface. Which means he's going to be talking on his own without Paul Heyman talking for him. So you're going to see the 2003 version of him again.
Oh, okay. When you say 2003 version of him, you know what it reminds me of is when Brock Lesnar got into that feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then on an episode of SmackDown, Brock Lesnar came out on on Stone Cold's ATV and had this big old shitty grin on his face, riding around the ring, and then he goes, "Yeah, I stole Stone Cold Steve Austin's ATV. This is Lesnar's ATV now." Dude, I'm sorry, but when he is a face, he is actually good on the mic. He is actually good on the mic. I can't believe I find myself saying that. But the promo he cut in that episode of SmackDown on Stone Cold Steve Austin was actually good. And it was so genuine because he had that smile on his face. Like whenever he would rev it up and it would do a wheelie, biggest like 12-year-old grin on his face that I have ever seen. So,
but more importantly, he's one around the ATV anyway. And he's like, I know how to work this, but I use it all the time. And him to do that on television,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his baby face run. I mean, it looked like he was having a blast at SummerSlam with the crowd.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's cool. But then we get Cesaro defeating Chad Gable via disqualification. Otis got involved after that match. Both Otis and Gable beat down Cesaro. You ever have a Cesaro who tried to go after Roman for the belt, all of a sudden he was gone for a few weeks, and now he's losing to Chad Gable and Otis?
All it is
I
because
told you, Cesaro, you should have been left already.
Agreed.
it's because I think
Shit, man. Fuck.
I think while he was gone those couple of weeks, I think it was due to COVID. I think he tested positive, and he was gone for those couple of weeks. That hurt him, exactly like with Finn Balor when he won the Universal title the first time.
What's happening with Sasha Banks right now, and that's hurting her because now guess who? Nick Canal, guess who's back?
The man.
So that covers that.
Yep.
Baron Corbin. He's happy because now he won himself some money. He's in Vegas winning up. He's winning his money back. I don't know what games that he was playing, but my game is Texas Hold'em and Blackjack. You know, so if he's playing one of those games, I'm pretty damn sure he had to win his money back that way. Now he's happy Corbin as he's back to being rich.
Happy Corbin.
He just basically stole Cameron Grimes. He basically stole Cameron Grimes' gimmick.
To the moon.
And you put it on Baron Corbin. That's basically what the fuck that they gave me out of this. They gave me Cameron Grimes, but just on SmackDown.
They were taking notes when they went down to NXT. They were like, okay, this is working. To the moon.
Which means, wait. So which means, hey, they did that. And that means Cameron Grimes. So was Cameron Grimes about to get that walking papers?
What?
Could then they do the same thing to Bray Wyatt with Alexa Bliss? They gave the whole gimmick over to her.
That's
and
right.
released him?
Yes.
So Cameron Grimes is about to get several pink papers.
Good luck on your future endeavors.
And thank you for giving me your gimmick.
We'll know for sure if
Listen,
Ted DiBiase pops up on the main roster.
So listen, Ted DiBiase pops on the main roster and give Baron Corbin that belt, I'm walking away from this. I'm walking from this. I'm like done, like Peter Griffin. Just walk out the movie theater. I'm done.
Within
done.
a month. Within a month.
So he's happy, Corbin, after he's rich again, after winning tons of money in Vegas. Thank God for SummerSlam. Happy Corbin says that he's the happiest person in the world. He wants to thank himself for winning that money, getting his cars back. He said he bought new cars. Well, I'm like, wait, why was the cars that got repossessed, you dingbag? You should have got those things back first. And get rid of that wife of yours. So obviously, she ain't with you for you, brother. She was with you for the money. Stupid fuck. Like, you should have knew better than that. Mm-hmm. But then he calls out Big E to the ring. He offers Big E $50,000 for that money in the bank briefcase. He says no. Big E declines, but he's not done yet. He offers him $100,000. Big E still declines. And then he tells Big E that he will regret that decision. I will. Because all they're really going to say is, I'm $100,000 richer, but you ain't going to be broken. So if you really want to touch your luck, $500,000 for the money in the bank briefcase. Give me $1 million.
Okay, because
I'll be like, yo, bye.
Bringing that up, I just looked it up. A first-time WWE champion, when Seth Rollins first won the WWE Championship with the Money in the Bank contract, he automatically $3 million, flat out, $3 million. So
his contract?
Yeah, his contract automatically $3 million. So yeah, Big E's not stupid. He was not going to sell that contract for that little because he knows how much a champion is going to make. Well, of course, because AJ Styles received 3.5, Randy Orton received 4.5 million, and The Miz got 2.5.
Get the fuck out of here. Miz get paid 2.5 mil. I just want to see how much John Morrison makes.
Let's see.
If he gets paid less than Miz, this is sad as fuck. Seriously, this would be sad as fuck. It better not be nowhere near like at least a little over 1 point something mil. He gotta be paid. He gotta pay at least 2. He gets paid less than Miz. His whole
2.5.
pay scale is trash.
No.
How
He's
much?
making 2.5 without a title.
At least he's
Miz
doing better.
Miz makes 2.5 with a title.
Ew.
He's breaking his
So
back
it
for
means
the
right now he got
WWE, and he ain't
like-
making shit.
I mean, after taxes too. You know what I'm saying? So you still get hit with that nice little chunk of change every year on tax season.
Oh my god.
That's
I just
ridiculous.
okay. No, when I typed that in, it pulled up Roman Reigns.
Which is, how many is he? 10 mil.
5.3 million,
Well, he
and
gets it.
and he is his net worth is 12 million.
That's probably with the championship, face of the company type speech. Like they're gonna put a lot of these on his back.
He's
That's why.
he's probably making more than that now, just because of how
Guaranteed.
good the Bloodline storyline is going. Oh, he's probably making
Mhm.
way more. He's probably making close to 8.
Plus t-shirt sales and shit like that too. All that shit. All that. He's getting a piece of whatever the fuck that WWE is selling with his shit on it. He got the shit in his contract. He ain't stupid.
I will tell you this right now. I have not bought a WWE shirt in a very long time, but I can tell you this: I'm getting the Bloodline. I'm getting that T-shirt.
Well, I said, you know, the bloodline should kind of look like mixtape covers.
Ah!
That's what I said too when I first seen it. I'm like, this is almost a fucking mixtape cover. If I ever saw one,
Yes.
this is an album cover and shit like that. I was like, you know what? Sooner or later, I'm gonna get my ass one. No, just not right now. I told myself that.
I'm gonna wait a
I'm
little bit
waiting.
because I just placed an order with Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm gonna wait until I get that before I buy that.
Well, Edge is then up next. Said that he had to let go of his dark past to defeat Seth Rollins. SummerSlam. He's moving on to the Universal title. Why? Why?
The only way I could see that
Seriously,
working out.
Didn't Roman break you in half twice? Why take over a third time? WWE, seriously, this is the motherfucking problem that we have with you guys. Listen, as much as we love Edge, we all know he's not gonna. I mean, stop it. Just stop. That just means technically you guys are either not ready to pull the trigger with Biggie and the whole Money in the Bank thing. You want to say that out now? But all the baby faces you fucking have in that locker room back there, they said that they haven't been that hasn't been run over by Roman yet. He's the only one that has lost twice to the same champion. Why the fuck are we doing this shit again? Why?
Okay, so here's my idea here. Toward the end of this year is when the draft is expected to take place for the 3 brands. Well, technically 3 brands.
That was supposed to happen next month in September.
It's saying here the 2021 draft is set to shake things up toward the end of the year. That's what it's saying here. It might be the end of next month, but based off of what it's saying online, it looks like it's going to be more toward the end of the year. I kind of believe the end of next month, just due to the simple fact how everything's kind of stagnant right now, and they're afraid to start.
You got Saudi Arabia show, and then you got Survivor Series.
Yeah, so
they're going to do the whole brand wars. So you're going to have to need that job done before that, so you can build up for that.
So here's my theory. Big E, they're waiting to pull the trigger on him due to one thing. The rumor is that they're going to reunite the New Day, either on Raw or SmackDown. I'm honestly thinking it's going to be Raw that they're going to put them back together on, because the tag team division is really stale over there, and they need that one dominant group to be able to hold up the tag team division. I could see that being Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. The way that Big E gets moved to Raw isn't because of the draft. He's going to cash in on Bobby Lashley. And you know what? Bobby Lashley is going to lose to him.
which means he could cash in at the Saudi Arabia show. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it at Survivor Series.
They could do it at Extreme Rules.
Do it at Extreme Rules either.
You don't think it would happen there?
Because if you think about it, it's probably going to be Damian Priest taking on Bobby Lashley, champion versus champion. As they're already building up for that right now as we speak. But I don't see that happening there. And then to do it short-sighted, would it be the best decision to do that? It would have to be somewhere at the Saudi Arabia show before Survivor Series. That'd be the only way that I can see that happen. Because Roman from SmackDown versus whoever is the champion on Raw. We already know they're not going to have two heels going at each other's throats. They're not going to have it.
They would have to have a face.
So who would be the perfect person to do that with?
Big E. Big E. So that's
one, and then reunite the rivalry between him and Bobby. That can continue on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So I could see that happening. That is one scenario I see for the New Day with Big E heading back over to Raw by winning the title. So that's one thing that I see. But also, too, you've got to realize from this past Friday, Roman Reigns has quite a bit of people gunning at him right now. And, you know, I just wish they would be more definitive with it. Say, okay, this is the person that's going to go at it next. Because he's already ran through Edge. He's already ran through John Cena.
He already went through Daniel Bryan.
He already went through Daniel Bryan. So
he went through Cesaro.
Yeah.
He went through
with this bloodline storyline. Those are the main ones he's run through in regards to his title defenses. I honestly think if they do it right, I think the Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns match could actually be good. Because remember, Finn Balor beat Roman Reigns to advance to become the first Universal Champion. So there is already a story there. So if for some God-given miracle, the WWE gives him the blessing and he beats Roman Reigns, that would just be history repeating itself in a good way.
No, I don't think so.
Well, also too, remember, the title switched hands before on a SmackDown.
How long ago was this though?
That was when Jinder Mahal won the title.
That was it, and that was against who? AJ Styles. That was the last time that ever happened, and I don't think it's gonna happen today, especially with Finn. So sorry, Finn. I say if they would have announced this thing right, this could be at Extreme Rules. You could have built the program from now to then. I would have been happy with that. But they had to do it. Oh, next.
Yeah.
Seth says that Edge won his respect at SummerSlam, but he even admires him. They says that he realized that he needed a little bit more. He needed to be a little bit more like Edge if he wants to get back to the Universal title spot. And, you know, I have to take a Seth side on this one. Intercontinental Champion King Nakamura and Bumps defeat the Dirty Dogs of Dolph Ziggler and Rob. I don't know what else to say about this. This was not showcasing Shinsuke. It was more showcasing the guitarist, because it seems like he's the one that's getting the fuck over next to Nakamura. I mean, they're a good pair, but they're focusing on the second string rather than the champion itself. So I can see this going downhill, and Nakamura could be like, you know what, you're taking my spotlight, because shots into his face. Now, Rick Gars is the babyface.
And Nakamura goes back to his other entrance music. I love that, actually. I love that music. I thought it was freaking amazing.
Oh, man. Listen. Next, we got Naomi is back on SmackDown, finally. And Sonya Deville says no one told her that she was coming, right? Sonya tells Naomi that she doesn't believe that she will measure up to the current roster. Oh, we see her turning heel, and then she's going to join that bloodline. Finally! This is the trigger that she needed. And I'm like, oh no, you think that I can currently fit in this roster? Fine. You know what I'm saying? Go run to the husband, and husband's gonna be like, yo, babe, you gotta go deep. You gotta go deep in that soul. You gotta go back on them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give them what the fuck did you give me at home? And do it like that and have her go just full blown Jay Cargill attitude with it. Because I am that bitch. You heard? So that's what she needs to do. If she wants to get into the bloodline, she needs to go. She needs to be.
She needs to go off. She needs to go off on somebody.
He needs to go pure black on them. Like something that they're gonna be like, oh my god, like
duck.
Thank you. That's what gets Sami Zayn defeated Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio loses this match. After the match, Rage tries to help Dominic, but Dominic refused to help him. So remember how I was telling you there's gonna be this whole father and son thing going on? Y'all can thank me later for that. If they pull the trigger on this. Last but not least, get Roman Reigns finally arriving to the arena and talking to Paul. You know, they come out, they celebrate the latest title defense. Roman tells Paul, you family. Goes out there with him. So obviously Roman ain't thinking about Brock. He knows where his special counsel lies at. So he knows he's good. During that, Finn Balor, but during it, Paul Heyman just speaks for all three of them. The bloodline covered in blue strap gold. That's the all Crips folks. So they dripped out in gold and blue leather and shit. The next thing you know, who makes his return? Finn Balor, who we haven't seen in weeks, comes out and interrupts. And he got screwed over by John Cena. That's the fuck he did. As he took his Universal Championship match, Balor said Edge and Brock Lesnar are trying to take his spot as well, but challenges Roman next week for the Universal title. We get a confirmation on this, but apparently they already announced it. But Balor then throws the microphone at Roman.
It starts beating the shit
and tries to attack him, but then he gets overwhelmed. Street Profits come out, makes the save. Roman walks away from the brawl and wasn't happy about the move from Balor. That's how you end SmackDown. But after the cameras were off, there was a 6-man tag. Now, a lot of these 6-man tag teams, listen. There's been a lot of 6-man tags between the Bloodline, John Cena, and 2 other people, Raw and SmackDown and shit like that, before SummerSlam. How the fuck we did not get these matches on television?
I agree.
It's what I don't understand for WWE. Yo, you're basically giving us the angle, but you're not giving us like no match. And then who the fuck wants to watch? I mean, people will want to watch Cena on television for free in their 6-man tag. And you guys gave us to us after the cameras were off and the fans were still there. That's how they knew, because that's how I knew. You Twitter and shit. So I'm like, WWE, it's like the 5th week that you've done this. Why? I really don't understand this shit. I don't understand the ending, but I'm happy that Finn's back. He's right. You know what I'm saying? You got the part-timers coming in, then you got someone like him who's 40, who still can work, who's over with the face as a heel and as a baby face. So no matter which way that you put him in, he's gonna knock it out the park anyway. So that's your Friday Night SmackDown.
Yep.
I'm just going to have it. I'm only having it ahead because 6-man matches that's off air, but people in the audience get to see. I feel like I get robbed unless I was there in person and I actually got to watch it. I mean, the only with that, like, you can feel any type of gratitude or any type of satisfaction from that.
I feel like a good alternative to that would be is if they would record it to be shown on Peacock or on the WWE Network. Record it, let the wrestlers do what they want to do, and put it up on Peacock and WWE Network, and let the people who pay to watch the pay-per-views every month, the people who are watching all the extra content, give them an opportunity to see that stuff and see a little bit of the real side of some of these wrestlers. Don't freaking just leave it for the live audience. I mean, yeah, it's great when you're there in person, but when you're not, you don't get to see all this stuff. You don't get to see the experiments that you're trying to see if how the crowd's going to react to having, 6-man tags and everything else. They need to do that kind of stuff. That's another thing that aggravates the crap out of me.
I feel you, Cyber. I feel you. I mean, they just either know whether they can squeeze in a match like that within the 2 hour television program, or not, or don't do it after the cameras are off because you're robbing the fans. Well, you robbed the fans at home. You're not robbing the fans that's actually that's in the arena that get to stay like an extra 20 minutes to watch this match and then go home happy. That's what I kind of don't get from WWE right now, and they've been doing that for the past 5 weeks, and I counted 5 weeks.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even after SummerSlam, how was we supposed to know that Brock Lesnar fucking F5 John Cena? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to say that, because Cena, after the cameras is off, the story continues, but we don't get to see it unless we get to see it like some bonus footage or someone had to record it with me if it was there at the event. So Charlotte, you might actually see some stuff at All Out that we probably might not see.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the whole thing, Daniel Bryan making his debut at All Out. I mean, there's going to be like extra stuff going on with that taking place off the air. So if that happens, I'll definitely take it and provide it for you guys.
Nice.
Last but not least, let's go to the 10 o'clock slot to 11 o'clock slot with the AEW Rampage.
Yes.
You get the Lucha Bros defeating Jurassic Express. Now,
Which...
the Lucha Bros will face the Young Bucks for the tag team titles at All Out in the steel cage match.
I'll be honest.
Looking at Cyber's face, he's not happy.
Well, no, it's not that I'm not happy. This is one of those I like when these matches pop up, but it still kind of sucks at the same time because both of these tag teams deserve to be in that title match. Jurassic Express, they've been putting on hell of good matches lately, especially last week on Rampage. That match they put on, it was freaking awesome. That was a really good match. And then the match that they did against the Lucha Bros, that was a really good match too. What I would have ideally loved to see is it be a 3-way for the tag titles, Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express against the Young Bucks. I think that would have been a good one. But it was one that I hated to see that there had to be a loser to it. With this match, that's why I made the face, is because I just feel like that there shouldn't have been a loser in this match. We didn't lose as fans, but I feel like it should have turned into a 3-way match in the steel cage for the AEW titles.
But what I also felt about this was, if Jurassic Express would have won this whole tag team eliminated thing again, and you gotta remember, they just had a tag team titles match against the Young Bucks, which they lost a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So my thought process was, if they do this thing, if they do this thing again, Jurassic Express will have to win. They would have to win. You will crown new tag team champion. That was the only way.
Yeah.
They kept coming back to like cockroaches. You keep stomping on them, but they keep coming the fuck back. They will not die. At least I say the Lucha Bros deserved it more, because you got to look at the very first tag team line match that they did that won us over for AEW for that All Out show.
Yeah,
and that was the one that I said, oh, imagine Rey Fenix, top of the cell, does some corkscrew moonsault, lands on all three of them, the crowd pops.
Oh yeah, that's a big crowd.
I'm telling you right here, right now, that'd be the one thing I can see Rey Fenix definitely doing. But then you're gonna have to need the heels to go over in that one. You don't want to see the baby faces lose twice to the same tag team for the titles and both opportunities. That's why I was like, yeah, Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros might have to get this done because we haven't seen the Young Bucks and Lucha, the Lucha Bros tag team title match is so long that I feel like people would definitely be like, they gotta win that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Only a matter of time. CM Punk that comes out the promo. He talks about his all out match against Darby Allin, pre-tape video backstage, stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how the whole thing really goes. And we just happy to see CM Punk back. Just thank you for back. Just the TNT champion Miro attacks Fuego del Sol again. And he basically, this is my guy, man. I love Miro. He's just like, you know what? God may forgive you, but I don't. Rips off his mask and super kicks his face just to get the message. He doesn't care about your tradition. He doesn't care about nothing. He wants to seek, destroy, and hold gold around his goddamn waist. I love it now. You know, Eddie King comes out and the two gets into a brawl with Eddie Kingston standing tall. They're basically selling this off. So this is another match that they announced. Miro defended the TNT Championship against Eddie Kingston at All Out. So, because goddamn, she's gonna just be there. I wish I could just trade my soul with yours for one night.
Hey,
For one night, go to that damn event from beginning to end. I'll be at the tailgate party the whole night. I'll be there the whole damn day.
all I got to say is all y'all need to shut your damn faces, because y'all are all going to all this stuff, and I haven't had anything going on around me lately for me to even go to.
Actually, actually, there's a couple of places that I could put you on to. I'm actually trying to get and go with some of the bookers down there, so maybe you can
I'm still working on some of them too.
It's definitely that world class, that world class wrestling that's down there in Dallas. Something that I put in the bubble like a long time ago. When Sting was there, Lance Archer was there, shit like that. Like,
yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yo, I just cyber going to these things right here, because if I didn't find this YouTube video, I don't know nothing even about them.
Yeah, I've been looking and trying to find some to go to, try to get a way in. Some of the ones that I've told you about, I still haven't heard anything from. One of them has recently kind of slowed down on their shows because of the Delta variant.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that might be another reason why I'm kind of having a hard time finding anything down here. But as soon as things start opening back up again, I will definitely start hopping in on them.
Also, just know that this is why we expanding to reach out to other promotions or getting through other promotions as well. You know what I'm saying? So just give me time when it comes to that.
Okay.
That's why I was like, the whole WAW joint in Jersey. That was something that was meant for Carew to go. That was going to be part of his backyard.
Yeah.
Shit like that. We had some people in New York. Shit, you know how many things that I could have sent y'all to and be like, yo, listen, we got a show. Like, they got shows 4 weeks, so each one of you guys just take turns. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Just represent for the group, represent the group, have a good time, network. That's all I ask. Get some foes, so at least that they'll be part of that whole Wall of Fame type of shit, or like whatever.
Yeah.
So don't worry, man. Don't worry. Due time, especially Chicago. Chicago is the second biggest network for wrestling anyway, so you guys should definitely have promotions out there as well too.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we get Allie. Allie's going to defeat Tay Conti with the help of Penelope Ford. So
Tay Conti should not have taken that L. Shouldn't have taken it.
Listen. Without Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford doesn't really have nothing to really do. And I don't know what the fuck he's even. I don't know what the fuck he's even coming back. So you don't know what's. So they decided to talk with her. Last but not least, the main event, which was the Impact World Champion Christian Cage and the Elite Hunter Frankie Kazarian defeating AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler.
Love it.
Walked out on Cutler, and Cutler gets hit with the Unprettier or Kill Switch. And it's late, and how you end Rampage is just Kenny Omega It's a fear over for the kill switch that made him lose one title in the first place. He's not trying to get hit with that joint. He's not going to try to get hit with that joint again. Brandon Cutler, obviously, guinea pig. So he's going to get majority of damage. Babyface is going to come out on top. Don Callis is just trying to calm down his godson / client. And that's what we got out of Rampage.
Oh man.
We got out of Rampage. That was what happened last week in wrestling.
Okay. I will admit, this is my second week watching Rampage. They are filling that time slot beautifully with the right amount of matches, with good matches, and not too much talking. They have just the right amount of everything, and I like it a lot. I'm actually very impressed with how they're putting the show together.
And I like what they're doing with Mark Henry when it comes to the main
Yes.
event. He's like he's like the commentate Q&A questionnaire when it comes to the both parties to get them ready for the main event. So I like what they're doing with him. I was like, keep doing what you're doing with him. The four commentary team thing is still hard to get used to, but I don't mind it unless you gotta let people talk space, because overlapping each other, same how we can hear, it just causes too much confusion to people, especially when you're a viewer, not actually there in the audience. You can tell about the difference, and even when you're there in person, you don't even hear, you don't hear the commentary. You know what I'm saying? So how would you know?
The other thing is too that you've heard the rumor that they're going to be taking JR off the commentary table, right?
That's just a rumor. I already checked the other sources though. He denied that. But,
he's denying it. Okay.
But I feel like it is slowly time for him to.
I think so too.
Me personally, he really should consider that and just be working backstage, talent relations wise.
Talent relations. That's what I was about to say.
Do what you are normally great and done wonderful things for, and people in the back respect you. So he should be a shoo-in for that role.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind him transitioning backstage. That you lead the commentary to. Listen, he could do that though, but I see him more of a true backstage producer now, not being on the camera anymore. Really sticking to what he knows. Let him enjoy the later years of his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give him something that he can just enjoy, can help the talent, and be like, yo, you're a big guy. You gotta do what big guys do. You know what I'm saying? Brian Cage would be the perfect commentator that he can go talk to and nurture that guy to really be a true big man giant. Because he knows how to work with them. So I feel like for him doing that transition would be too much for AEW, and then people backstage would be like, you know what? I respect JR's opinion, and I'm gonna follow his advice. If it's good advice, of course, there's nothing wrong with it. But they're gonna pick and choose what to hear, what not to hear. He'll definitely get majority of the people's ear backstage.
He is definitely a AEW's version of Dusty Rhodes to NXT. I could see him stepping into that role for AEW. So that's definitely a possibility. I think that would be more of a better fit for him. And especially now with the way that the commentary team is going, Mark Henry is starting to pop up every once in a while on commentary. And now with these new shows popping up, you've got Paul White, you have Mark Henry filling in. And then, of course, they're probably going to wind up bringing in more people, more personalities. There is even rumors going around that John Moxley's wife might pop up too.
His wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his wife would definitely be like the back. She'll be like another Dasha. Definitely just being another backstage interviewer for the guys. And that's what she just said. I
could see her doing it for the smaller shows too, like for Maybe Rampage every once in a while. But what's the other show? I forgot. What was the other show that they're doing? Dark
Rampage,
and
Elevation, and
Elevation. Could be another one that she could do it for, like the smaller shows that are don't have as big of a crowd, but it's smaller. I could see that happening. Actually, speaking of other former WWE women, this was actually just posted that NWA, their Invitational Cup, Chelsea Green actually won the cup. So
broken arm.
Yeah, with a broken arm, she won it. She won the cup. So now it looks like she's going to get a shot at the NWA title here in the future at some point.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Empower first NWA Women's Pay-Per-View was on tonight.
Yep.
And I think, and as we go into the quick news and rumors, at that showcase, Awesome Kong got officially announced her retirement.
She did. And Gail Kim came out and congratulated her and hugged her and everything, because those two had a very heated rivalry back in TNA. So they have
Gail Kim behind the scenes for NWA though. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's a beautiful thing.
And so is Mickie James. Mickie James is back there too.
And Mickie James too. Shit, if it wasn't for those three and one other person there too, that whole Empower pay-per-view would never happen. Yep. And WWE was the one that squashed the idea for Mickie in the first place. But then she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to another promotion. I'm going to make it happen. And that's what the fuck she did. So kudos to Mickie.
Yep.
First and foremost, kudos to fucking Mickie James for giving you what you guys want, did it in another promotion with open arms, and you got great talent. Oh, and shout out to Marsha Slamovich. Oh my God! If you did not know who the fuck she is, Cyber, I'm telling you right here, right now, you will love her. And she was at the Jobber Slam event that I went to in July in Brooklyn. And she tore the house down wrestling a guy. Now imagine she was wrestling the women.
Oh, and she probably
she's like, yo, listen, and you thought, picture Becky Lynch and Kurt Angle meshed in a small Russian body. That's her. Becky, so Becky Lynch's looks almost, which is with curly hair. Matter of fact, think about Rogue from X-Men mixed with Kurt Angle. That's Marsha.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, watch her matches, find her on Instagram. Marsha Slamovich. You're gonna be like, oh shit, man, she's a dog. I'm like, she is a dog. Cha to my Russian bride.
Russian bride.
For real. Another news and rumor set. Adam Cole is it has been reported to be done with WWE. They're already marking down his merchandise. Fucking crazy ass percentage that they're just trying to let go of everything.
So it got marked down more than what it was the night of Takeover.
Yep. So you know what that means.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
The merchandise off that way, he's fully gone. We all know what the hell he's about to pop up to.
Oh yeah.
Don't even really say more. No. But Buddy Murphy and Braun Strowman have officially been reportedly signed with Impact Wrestling. So they're going to be making their debuts real soon. Buddy Murphy's going to be first, and then Braun Strowman's going to be afterwards. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Like I said, it's good. It's good pickup season. Oh, and the Iconics now, which I can't call the Iconics anymore, their new tag team name, which yet to be determined. They're back after their 9-day clause is done too. So now they're officially free agents.
They're jumping on the indie scene.
What did you say, Cyber?
They're jumping around on the indie scene. They've already started releasing tour dates.
So pretty much, they're going to try to do that, get their names up, and then they're going to go to a bigger promotion.
Yeah, let's see. Because I know they came up with a name. I'm trying to remember what it was, though. As he's digging through, as he's finding out these names, he's finding out these names, WWE
in NXT. My God, NXT got a new logo and new color scheme, the whole 9 yards. How do people feel about it? We already talked about that earlier, so I do not want to go back to spill milk, spill milk on my floor. Woo! Becky Lynch coming back, the heel. Not think she turned heel yet, but you'll see her turn heel in a few more weeks before. Or finally pull the damn trigger at Extreme Rules and really go full blown crazy. Other stuff in wrestling. What other news in wrestling have I heard of?
Let's see where.
I mean, besides Battle for Glory being announced, NWA's Empower pay-per-view was on tonight. Please go watch that. Please support NWA as well. WWE had trials in Las Vegas. So you're going to see some new faces pop up in the Performance Center that's probably going to be going into NXT as the new formula is inserted and kicked into play. So I really don't know what to expect out of this.
The new name for the Iconics is Inspiration. Returns to professional wrestling. Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah, and they've got a little bit of a diva-esque look to them, like more of a early 2000s look to them.
Well, actually, let's get back to the JR thing real quick. So JR's full-time career is slowly coming to an end. It's not going to be on Dynamite doing the commentary every week. He will be doing the big matches every now and then as he slowly transitions to the backstage role. So that's from an actual source. I just researched this now. So Cyber U was right about one aspect, a little twist.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is now set to make his AEW debut at All Out instead of New York September 22nd because they fear of the spike that's going on in New York right now, and they don't want to get that man sick. So they're trying to cover all bases and all fronts. Gangrel was supposed to be at this segment on AEW Dynamite, but because of what happened at the go home edition of SmackDown and at SummerSlam with Edge and the Brew approach, they didn't need him anymore, but they still paid the man.
Yes.
So that's very honorable of them to do. That's very honorable for them to do. Supposedly, another set of news is Riddle and Goldberg got squashed their beef, but now he's going after a new person. He's going after Roman. It seems like Roman gets himself over behind the phone, but when he's on TV, he acts like a dope head.
Let me ask you: didn't he have a list of people he wanted to go against when he came back?
I think he did.
Then why in the heck is he working down that list instead of constantly trying to go after Roman after he gets a win under his belt? Jesus.
Vince McMahon controlling them social medias too.
Jeez.
But WWE's first pay-per-view of 2022 as a name.
Oh dear God.
It's Day One.
Day One?
Yes.
The pay-per-view name is Day One.
Yeah.
On Saturday, January 1st, 2022, Day One pay-per-view WWE in Atlanta, Georgia. Listen, Day One.
They're just trying to get people to stop watching their product, aren't they?
Listen. And the USA Network is pissed off at WWE because SmackDown got Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar.
Of course they are.
And USA is pissed off, like, we need some of those star power over here. You know, and that's that was just something I just didn't expect. I'm like, USA, you should not be mad. You should have been told them, yo, go back to TV 14, please. You can do that, man. We'll get behind you every step of the goddamn way. But no, they didn't. AEW's viewership, and Rampage's viewership has went up for the past couple of weeks. Because of CM Punk being as a draw. So for the folks that saying that CM Punk is not a draw, you better think the fuck again, because they wasn't pulling these numbers. They wasn't pulling these numbers from a segment, not for the whole damn card, for a segment where he was on television. You better take notice of that. Take notice.
Dude, Braun Strowman is looking huge
Braun
right
Strowman
now.
is a fucking brick house that, Jesus.
He is looking huge.
See, I wish him and Lesnar would have great monster ass match in WWE without doing stiff shit like that.
No, he's taken EC3's approach to going out into the other promotions, because if you look at that post that he just put up on Instagram that I just sent out, the big thing on it is control your narrative. That's the huge thing for EC3 about controlling your narrative. So he's following he's following the footsteps of EC3 right now, which I think is a great idea, because that's actually been working out really well for him.
So. Next we got R2 taking a shot at CM Punk, said he was never impressed. I mean, he was never impressive to him, and the fact that he didn't get over wasn't because of fans; it was because of him speech. Says him, the one who's 24/7 champion, was a 50th time 24/7 champion, and yet you're being booked in the comedy app by Vince McMahon, and you're being a cool.
I think with R-Truth,
it goes to show you that even you are not over with the typical fan, you're over with the special needs fans. Not to show any shades, I'm a special needs kids too. Okay.
No, it's understandable. I understand where you were getting at on that. My whole thing is I think it's kind of a similar situation with R-Truth and with Nakamura, but Nakamura is a little bit different than him, because he's actually has value, a little more value than what R-Truth does right now. Because R-Truth has diluted himself. Because remember back when he was in TNA, he held the NWA title. He did all this stuff. I liked that R-Truth. I like this one too a little bit, but this one is too watered down. He's pandering too much to the fans. He's pandering too much to the brass. Nakamura, on the other hand, he still has value. He's still holding, legitimate titles, and he's still kind of doing his own thing, because he is happy. He wants to retire from WWE because it's easier on his body, physically and mentally. Because in New Japan, he was throwing his body around. He was taking bad bumps. He was doing all this stuff when he was over there. So from going from that to the WWE and putting up with this and getting paid what he's getting paid, he's happy. R-Truth, he's in the same boat. He's happy with what he's doing right now. He's getting close to the end. He's probably going to have a job in the back for the WWE once he retires. So he's not going to rock the boat. Nakamura's not going to rock the boat. If John Cena ever decided to officially retire and go into the Hall of Fame, he's going to have a job with the WWE. Undertaker, if he wanted a job, he would probably have a job with the WWE too. He probably does, and we probably don't even know it. But, I mean, the point is, the people who are okay with where they're at with the company, they're not going to rock the boat. They're going to do what they're being asked, and they're going to just do it until they're ready to leave. And that's exactly the situation with R-Truth, Nakamura, and a couple other wrestlers,
But I got something to say about the whole R-Truth thing. He's making good money at WWE being a class clown.
Yeah.
So why would he want to leave that?
He's not.
So it's only for the people that know they've reached their ceiling and they know they're not going to get past that ceiling. That's what they want to walk. This is what Adam Cole is doing right now. He already reached his ceiling. He already knows what the next level is going to bring him. And he already knows when they made that whole midget line, he's like, oh, no, fuck this shit, man. I'm out of here then.
Yeah.
You don't respect the midgets, and meanwhile, I'm a midget. Kyle O'Reilly is a midget. Pete Dunne is a midget. Tommaso Ciampa. Timothy Thatcher. So supposedly all them great athletes are midgets, and they all should have been said, you know what, just release us, and that would be the end of NXT. Okay, he did here right there. And last but not least, Bobby Lashley had went on Metro and he talked about the Hurt Business and if he would ever bring back the stable. He said he just might. But I don't think it's gonna be with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. It might be somebody else. It might be two other people. If they're ever gonna bring back the Hurt Business, they need to do some new faces. Two new young gun faces. This is where I thought Carmelo Hayes and one more other person that can be paired up with him would be great. That's all that we really got for today. Any one of you guys have any other news, rumors, suggestions, comments? We wrap this thing up, man. I know y'all motherfuckers are tired, so am I.
Week was the story about CM Punk buying pizza in Chicago for the whole PWTs.
Pro Wrestling Tees group, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because he made them a lot of money. They made a lot of money with each other the first week.
Yeah. He's made a good ass chunk of change and left.
They broke the site. They broke the site the first night.
And he gave up free fucking ice cream bars.
Yes.
He picked up the tab. He picked up the ice cream tab last week, and it was nearly $75,000.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up the tab for the Chicagoans. So if you was there that night, you got free ice cream, you would have kept that damn wrapper.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he probably got his ice cream bars. Whoa! All lit and shit. But other than that, man, that was last week of wrestling. I'm Blackheart. This is that's Cyber. That's Shar. We're done with another fabulous week professional and independent wrestling. As I said earlier, NWA Empower had just went off the air. You guys want me to recap the match card real quick, which I'll do that for you guys. So yeah, the first ever NWA all women show. Chrissy James defeats Skylar Blue in the pre-show. The Monte AEW defeated Kylie Ray, NWA, and Chick Tormina. Chick Tormenta from AAA. Excuse me. Next we get the NWA Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament semifinals. The Hex, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell, defeating Hell on Heels, Renee Michelle and Sahara 7. I'm telling you, man, like, just watch this pay. I'm probably gonna watch this pay after I'm done with y'all, because I actually kind of want to see this shit, like, low key. NWA Tag Team Championship semifinal match again. Red Velvet and Kylan King. Yes, Red Velvet is actually in this pay-per-view. So I think she's trying to get that redemption from the AEW match. The AEW match. So I think she probably did a better performance here. So they defeat the free babes, Marina Gordy and Jazzy Yang. The Impact Knockouts Championship match was on the line. Deonna Purrazzo champion defeated Melina to retain the title. As I kind of thought that it would happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did also forgot during Impact, Mickey James that came out hyping up the pay-per-view. Deonna Purrazzo comes out and downplays her. They get into a squabble. Melina runs out with no shoes on. And basically whooped his shit out of Deonna Purrazzo. But before that, Trey Miguel came out to make the save for the guy. Mr. Rainhand, excuse me. I keep forgetting the motherfucker's first name. But Jesus, the former Indian English. Everything want to say that first. So that's what happened prior to that. That's what led up to this knockout championship match. Then the NWA Women's Tag Team Championship match, which was the Hex, Allison Kay and Marty Bell defeating Kayla King and Red Velvet to win the tag titles. The NWA Women's World Championship match, Camille defeats Layla Hirsch to defeat the title. Well, Layla Hirsch was like 5 for 5 anyway, but that gave Bombshell Specimen. Woo! Oh my god. Yeah. I was like shocked seeing her for like very first time a few weeks ago. I'm like, who is that tall bombshell snow bunny? With a nice rat, but she was just extremely fucking tall, especially with heels on. And I'm like, this is unfair.
It just makes you want to say, I want to climb you.
Moving on. The NWA Women's Invitational Cup Gauntlet match. Chelsea Green, as Cyber said earlier, Chelsea Green had defeated a bunch of ladies that I just not want to just dig down these damn names, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Bianca Carelli, Debbie Malenko, Lady Frost, Jamie Senegal, Genocide, Kira Hogan, Marsha Slamovich, my girl. She was in that goddamn son of a bitch. Gosh,
now gotta watch it now. Gotta watch it now.
Yeah, like you see what I'm talking about. That's why I'm like, oh, watch out for her. And then I'm gonna actually try to find. I'm gonna try to find the clip. And I'm gonna send it to you, so you can definitely know how to watch out for when it comes to her. Thunder Kitty and Tootie Lynn. Chelsea will now face Camille for the NWA Women's World Championship tomorrow night at the NWA 73rd pay-per-view. So that's tomorrow night too. Just in case y'all want to watch that. And NEW got great talent over there, including JTG, Chris Masters, Trevor Murdoch is over there. And y'all don't know who Trevor Murdoch is. Think about the tag team that was on Raw from 2006 to 2008. That little country bumpkin squad. Yep, I'm talking about him, folks.
Lance Murdoch.
Yep, and he's been kicking ass over there too. So watch out for his ass. But also, side note, like I said, Awesome Kong had appeared on the pay-per-view to announce a retirement from professional wrestling. They had an emotional moment with Gail King in the ring. And that was it. So, all we got for tonight. And like, share, subscribe to this video, subscribe to our channel.
Most definitely.
Subscribe to our podcast on the platforms Anchor, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Audio, Podbean, Spotify, especially when we go live on Greenville. Go check us out there as well. Follow us on the Facebook groups, Instagram, and Twitter. Cyber, we're close to 1,000 followers on Twitter, and
yes, we are.
We are close to 1,700 followers on Instagram as well.
Good news. We're getting there.
And
I love it.
Close to 100 subscribers for our YouTube channel. So please, let's go to the big line. Oh man, I'm Blackheart. I got nothing more to say. I'm gonna leave it with the two lady and gentlemen to get their winner circles and all this good stuff. We did well today for this.
All right, guys. This is Cyber Yeti of the Underboss. First off, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in as always. Also, I appreciate the love and support I got while I was indisposed for a couple weeks. Also, too, I like to thank some of the crew that popped in on my social media wishing my little one a happy 5th birthday. So I do appreciate y'all doing that as well.
Oh, happy 5th birthday to her.
Yeah. And guys, the stream will be back up on Twitch again this coming up week. I just took a little bit of extended break because of me just mentally trying to get myself back into the swing of things after my battle with the COVID. So, but check out the social media. Make sure you are following. Make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram, everything. Make sure you're hitting the follow button on everything. Help us get to the goal we need to get to, because trust me, bigger and better things will come once we do that. This is Cyber Yeti. We'll see you next time. And go ahead, Shar, go ahead and do your closeout.
Thank you for subscribing. Please keep subscribing to our YouTube and all our social media networks. Looking forward to All Out Week, especially coming up next week in Chicago. all the big things planned for that. Hopefully, we'll provide a lot of good footage for you guys, and we will definitely be sharing it on all our social media sites. So keep an eye out.
Yeah. Oh, and let me dust off a classic. Make sure you subscribe to the OnlyFans.
You know, clearly
Ooh.
one person is never coming back, but the other person, he's not here tonight. I did. He did that same thing last week. I had to stop him. Like, no, don't, just don't. Just don't.
That's why.
No one wants to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit.
I had to do it. I had to at least say that live.
Say that for the whole. Say that for God knows how many women are actually using this thing.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that from dudes. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, until I'm done throwing up in my trash bin, I'll see y'all next week. Take care of yourself and each other. And I we bid y'all adieu.
Adieu.
Catch y'all next week. Also, one more side note. Shout out to UFO Wrestling. Shout out to Pat Dillon for letting us go to the Big Bang event that happened the previous week. We got a vlog special up that's on the YouTube channel right now. Go watch that video. Shout out to the superstar Dizzy Daz Double D for winning the vacated UFO World Heavyweight title. Much deserved. As I found out earlier, Aaron had his very first match the day that we was there. So as I release his episode, you're gonna find out a lot more about these young stars that I got to talking to. So and also we're gonna be doing a collaboration with the Irish Whip podcast.
Oh man,
here in Boston as well. So we met on the podcast when we was up here, along with the Drunken Street Posse. We're gonna have a show real soon. Hopefully we can get that get that booked. And there's 9 of them, and there's 9 of us. So imagine Cyber, all of us on one session. And my God, it will be annoying. It's gonna be fucking
noise.
Chaotic.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be so much noise. It's gonna be so much damn noise. So I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
But folks, I'm done with that. Until then, I bid y'all, we bid y'all adieu. See y'all next week.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
forget to do everything under the goddamn sun to support us. Thank you very much. Buy our sandals too. You know what I mean? Buy our sandals. You see these joints?
Oh.
These shits are fucking comfy. These shits are fucking comfy. Get yourself some. Deco.com/off-the-top roast, man. See them on there.